Every time you're here, there's gremlins.
It's me.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are live.
Oh, fucking A.
We're live.
Welcome back to the Greybeard podcast, everyone.
Who the fuck are you?
Gillo Darby.
What did I get myself into?
Yes, and with us this evening, we've got one of my fine friends, one of my colleagues, Mr. Russell Arimenta of So Scenic Photography. See, this is much better. Last time you were here, there were gremlins, and I swear to God, you brought them back with you.
Yep. But you were having to do all the boards and everything. So
right.
It was crazy.
Not okay, man.
Hey, am I on camera? Am I nice and center?
Oh, yeah, dude. You're
All right.
no rules of thirds here.
Okay.
No, you're dead center. There's just a little headroom. If it was any,
Just drop the photography joke right off the bat, man.
There you
did.
go.
And he does.
Come on, I'm loose, man.
He's still learning and all these things, rules of thirds. He got himself a little Nikon point and shoot.
Yeah, the Nikon
You
one.
got a potato?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were gonna try and use it for.
Just don't fry it.
We were gonna try and use it to stream with, but it doesn't give clean HDMI out. So
It's a dinosaur.
Shocker.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of those little point and shoot cameras don't,
I've had it for 10 years now. So.
unless it's a Sony.
Sorry, Danny, if you're watching.
Yeah. Oh shit. I guarantee you, he won't watch.
I know.
However, if you do, I challenge you to jump in the comments and say some shit, man. So,
It's been a while.
it has been a minute. What have you been up to?
What haven't I been up to? I've been strangely busy and not busy at the same time. So
I can completely feel that.
I got a lot of different things working over the last month and a half. I've been doing a lot of work for 904 Happy Hour, which has kind of got me out into the local environment a little bit more.
Yeah.
I did Nightmare on Bay Street, which was kind of fun on Halloween night, or I guess it was a couple nights before Halloween, and
Right.
got to shoot at Myth Nightclub, which was kind of fun. It's been a really good, fun experience, kind of doing different things. But like you and I've talked about, the event photography thing just kind of gets me out of my artistic vibe, and sometimes I get myself into a lull where it just seems boring and easy.
Yeah.
And, I kind of fight those demons because it's not necessarily, in my world, it's not necessarily now about always having to create a masterpiece or art. I'm trying to build my business to make enough money so that I can then do the things that I want to do. As my mentor has been preaching in my head for the last 3 weeks. And so I've been busy trying to do that. I've been busy trying to figure out social media a little bit from, I have
You'll rack your brain on that one.
I have I'm working with a marketing company. I didn't clear whether or not I'm allowed to say who the marketing company is yet, so I'm not going to mention.
No,
who it
we
is
don't
yet,
need to
but,
talk about that. I mean, I'm sure there's certain things you cannot say.
But they have me really kind of, for lack of a better words, they broke me a few weeks ago.
They broke you.
Yes, which is, a content creator gets into a rut or into a routine and is constantly doing the same things and the same styles, the same edits, the same everything. And I meet with this person every week. We go over things, and they've challenged me to do some things that I'm not ultimately
Used to,
yeah. I mean,
Old dog, new tricks.
accustomed
Pretty
to.
much.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I have a terabyte full of photos on my phone. I do everything from my phone,
Right.
Because I've edited everything in my studio, and then I airdrop everything to my phone, so that
Right.
everything's there. I can easily get.
Did you say a tether bite?
Yes.
The fuck is a tether bite?
Tetrabyte?
Tetrabyte, whatever,
yeah, it's a
terabyte, whatever.
Oh,
1,000 gigabytes, I think.
I
Potato,
thought it was a
tomato,
terabyte.
tomato, terabyte.
Or
whatever.
terabyte, yeah.
Sorry, I was just confused.
Okay, sorry.
It was a storage unit that I have never heard.
I think it's
I'm sorry.
1,000 gigs, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
On your phone?
Yeah.
On his fucking
What do you got,
phone.
like Google Drive or something, or is it like?
Well, I
direct?
do have Google Drive on my phone, but I have over 100 gigs on my Google Drive from home worth of stuff. So I have a ton of work that
Dear God,
is
sir.
it's it's 4 years of nonstop shooting. I mean, and I don't get rid of stuff, and so it doesn't matter. I think I posted I reposted Kay Brooks's reel that I did a while ago. I shot that probably 3 years ago. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter when you shot it.
Right.
The content's the content. The quality is the quality.
Well,
So,
and at a certain point, everybody kind of forgets that you even did that shoot.
well,
you just
to
kinda
be honest with
regurgitate
you, I
it.
think pretty much if you look down my feed, I've noticed that my real growth has gotten good.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go down a page or two, pretty
Right.
much at that point, anything that's past that, nobody's seeing unless somebody's really hardcore looking into your profile
Right.
and wanting to hire you.
Right.
So there's not a ton there. So I mean, there's so much work that I can reuse. But it's not just about reusing work and just throwing constant things out there and self-promotion. Self-promotion, I guess, is the big no-no in this game. And I didn't realize that until I stopped putting my logo on everything.
Interesting. And you saw.
I saw a big uptick in my reach just because what it's been explained to me as is that Instagram wants you to pay them to advertise.
Mm-hmm.
And if you make things that look like ads, they're going to punish you for it
Okay.
because you're not paying them, but yet it looks like an ad. And
That
so,
is kind of dirty.
right.
So what about my clips that I make for my podcast?
Well,
Would that be considered an ad?
it could technically be considered an ad.
Well, what the fuck do I post? Like, I don't post anything anyway.
They want you to post just content without your name on it? Like
Yes, because they want your audience they want people to interact with you. They want to come into you. They want to understand what you are and then want to vibe with you rather than you putting out there. Now, for a podcast, I think it's different.
Yeah.
From a photographer perspective, I think that my logo, I mean, people recognize it now, which is kind of
Right.
cool. Which I never thought was ever going to happen.
And people know that you're the business name. They know when I say So Scenic to people that
people actually know that
may
now,
have
which is
never
really
met
weird
you.
to me.
Yeah.
Really, really strange to me. But
I feel like I know a celebrity.
I know one, but or two or three. But it's been fun because I've had to redo and recreate reels in different ways, and so now I'm pulling things in kind of the way you should do it. I'm doing overlays. I'm doing layers within Final Cut Pro. I'm trying to bring things in, and I'm testing the waters right now. I'm in my testing phase, so to speak. You won't see a ton of work from me, probably the rest of the year. But I'm working constantly.
Right. Which is completely different. It's like a 180 for you because you got into this mindset, and we all kind of did, where it was
Post every day.
post every day, 3-4 times a day, and that shit is.
I posted every day. I posted a reel and a post every day for 3 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's muscle memory. That's like my creative workflow was coming from just coming up with different things that I could do that I could throw out there and would constantly. And I started getting really good at self-creating on their own app, like
Right.
editing, cutting, doing everything on Instagram's app
Okay.
in order to do stuff, or then using CapCut or whatever.
Right. Right.
And I got really good at doing that. And I posted a couple of reels the way my marketing company wanted me to do it. And they did really well. And then I posted one right after that the way I do it because
And it fell flat.
I had an outlet and I had an idea and it was late and I was tired. I was grinding away at some edits or whatever, and I didn't want to look at my screen anymore. And I said, you know what? I just want to put this thing together. And I put it together and it was great. And it just bombed.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I'm like, and my
I was like, what the fuck just happened? You got a Warner Brother.
Warner Brother. Let me turn that down a little bit.
Yeah.
that coffee almost ended up on the table. It was funny.
Yeah.
But and then I got a call the next morning from my mentor. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? What am I doing? He goes, only the things we talked about, only the templates we talked about, only the creation, the methods that we worked on. Let's figure out what the algorithm likes, what the algorithm doesn't like, but we can only do that if we stay consistent to doing it a certain way in order to identify what's going on. And so I was like, crap. I'm like, what am I going to, I even said to him, I go, I've posted every day for 3 years. What the fuck am I supposed to do? And he's like,
take a break.
He's like, work.
Yeah.
Work harder, learn your craft, keep perfecting, doing everything you do. If you have to create reels, create them. You're just not posting them.
Right.
And I'm like, all right. I'm like, I bought in. I talked to my daughter for a few minutes because my daughter's down at college shooting and she's having her own struggles.
She's crushing.
She's doing great, but she's,
Applause, please.
Yeah, you'll be hearing from her a lot in the future because she is just unbelievable. If you don't know her account's at Little So Scenic. Go follow her. She's the sports and athletics photographer for FAU, and she shot basketball last night, and the shots are just
she's dude. I'm following her account. She's crushing it, man.
Yeah, she needs to have time to post, but she doesn't have a lot of time to post, and
right.
She's kind of in this with the marketing company with me as well, and so we're kind of doing this as a group. My wife has even gotten involved, helping with me BTS footage and stuff.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to shoot with a friend of mine who used to be a coworker of mine. Just recently, I had a bunch of stuff for Flow Flops that I hadn't shot. They sent the boys at Flow Flops are great, and they're always great to me. And
shout out Flow Flops.
Shout out Flow Flop.
I need some new flip flops.
I'm all about shout outs these days.
If you guys want to hook a brother up, the Graybeard Podcast, I'll send you my address.
They sent me some swimsuits and stuff, and I've been so busy with so many things. Yeah, bikinis.
Nice.
Yeah, for me.
I bet you look good as shit.
Yeah, it's great.
Songs.
So, I had my wife photograph me in them, and then we photographed the model. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But my friend of mine, she came over, and we ended up shooting for like 4.5 hours the other day at my pool, and I've not shot my pool yet with anybody.
Yeah. It's like the inner sanctum.
And it was a really awesome experience because I got to use my Westcott FJ400 light. I got to not have to worry about anything. I could relax. The model could relax. We could hang out, just kind of get a vibe and figure out what we're doing and what we want to do.
Take your time.
And there was no pressure there. And,
right.
And, my wife was always kind of hesitant to kind of, let's not bring too many people to the house kind of thing. And we get that. And
how do you think I feel?
That.
Shit.
I know. But I explained to her, I said, let's take a look and let's give it a try. And we'll bring somebody we know.
Yeah. Somebody you're comfortable with.
And we'll work and stuff. And somebody who hasn't been on my page yet. And so it worked out really good. And I just imported the first camera last night, and holy shit. Some of these shots are like some of the best stuff I've ever done.
Good.
And I look at it.
And you want to post them.
Oh, I'm going to post them. Posting is not disallowed. I'm allowed to post. I just can't do reels.
Certain types of content.
I just can't do reels.
It has to be within a certain format.
Yeah. So my posts, I'm going to start doing carousel posts. I use film frames to do my carousel building.
Okay.
And that's a great app, by the way, to build with and kind of come up with some interesting things. And so I'm going to do some posting of those photos for sure, because those photos are, as soon as I get those things done, those things are going to be out.
Yeah.
And I only got 3 weeks until I go down to Miami and see Chris again for Basel. And that's my second Art Basel.
Just mute your mic, turd ball.
I did.
Hey, look at that.
There you go, buddy. Just want to take that wrapper off.
Fiji.
We were not sponsored by them.
He took the...
That's what he was doing. I was like, what are you doing? It sounds like you're opening a fucking candy bar.
This is Foji. I'm sorry. This is Foji.
That's that fake G water. Yeah, there you go.
This episode is brought to you by
Jimbo's. Pop it. Or, scoot it back just a little bit towards your face. Yeah, just we'll just go with that.
Just leave it like that the rest of the time.
That's perfect. Let me take a screenshot of that. All right. Yeah.
Thank you for
Hell yeah.
the water.
No, I mean, you're doing a lot of talking, so.
Oh, jeez.
No, I enjoy it. So you're obviously like invested in the industry, right? And Instagram and social media and everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What, 4 years now, you said?
Yeah, I'm in my 5th year. So.
Okay. So have you seen things change progressively? Has it been fast, slow, like with your people interacting with your content, or have the rules changed in your opinion? Like what's going on through your head? Like, I know you can't say a lot, like probably how you really feel, or if you're comfortable saying on here, but
I always say how I really feel.
yeah,
He's
I gotcha.
He's a big boy. He knows what to say. And
But
what not
I'm
to
just
say.
curious. I'm curious about the whole social media machine and if it's changed how you make a living.
Well, I do work corporate 9 to 5, and that hasn't changed yet. I'm 29 years in with my company, and so I don't feel that pressure. I think I had a recent post that said that the Morgan Freeman story.
Yeah.
That there's a lot of leverage that comes with the knowledge and comfort of knowing that I have bills that I can pay.
Mm-hmm.
So I pay my bills, my family's healthy, life's good, everything's going all right, and I have freedom to do other things and explore art. I've been doing that now for 4 years. The first 3 years was basically me not wanting to work 80 hours a week at corporate, and my daughter asked me to get a hobby. Got a hobby. I don't do anything not 100%, so it took off. And 3 years of grind. I mean, I didn't have a client from, I think I started in 2018, 2019, right around there. And I was doing mostly sunsets, landscapes, just stuff. People were starting to like the work, but it was like, I didn't know who they were. And it was weird back then. Back then it was all about followers and likes.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of a different kind of game. And then 2020 came around right before the pandemic. This girl, Tiffany, reached out to me and was like, I love your sunset work. I'm wondering if you'd like to do a photo shoot at sunset with me.
Mm-hmm.
I used to model. I don't model as much anymore, but I do still a little bit of modeling. I love your work, and I'd love to do something. And I said, all right. And so we went out and shot over here at the old Chance Pier. And then, so we shot for a couple of hours that day, and then we ended up shooting like 3 or 4 Sundays in a row. And I got so much content, and she was kind of, she's very artistic. Her husband was a tattoo artist or something.
Yeah.
And she had different color hair almost every week and like different look and a completely different vibe. And it was like,
yeah, I had followed I followed him before I even saw those photos.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw those photos and I was like, hey, I know that girl.
And so that really kind of launched me. And, but I still was working, as most photographers do. We worked for free for a very long time. Like nobody sees, everybody just sees, all the great and the cool and the splash and all the great stuff.
It's
now
a crawl, walk, run phase.
It is a literal, you're crawling forever.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Through the mud.
And, I see, it's funny because I live my life through like movie quotes constantly and basically reels at this point. I think Ice Cube had a reel out that if you're not willing to put 5 years for nothing, then you shouldn't even be in this business.
Yeah.
Because that's how long it takes.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to build something. And so I went in it with patience. I stayed patient. I'm still patient today. But as my mentors have said to me now, you've been patient long enough. It's time to go to the next level. It's time for
Phase
people
2.
to know who you are outside of your network that knows who you are.
Right.
And I get that. And I've always struggled with, as clients started coming in, I always struggled with the monetary side of things. Because
like what to charge them?
What to charge, the rate, you basically undersell, over deliver. It's always the way I've been. And so I always give too many shots.
I mean, you did great at my reception, brother. Hey, here we go. Hold on, get ready for it. Ready? Yeah. You did awesome, man. Seriously.
Wrong button.
Oh.
You're about to start
All
this
right.
bitch all over
Thank you.
again.
Good night.
All right. We'll be here next week.
Well, I think it's a really interesting thing to really, like, I don't know this company that you're working with, but it's obviously there are people that really dive deep into the world of the social media beast.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it changes so often, like very often,
Yeah.
as far as the algorithm.
Seems
and
like monthly these
what it
days.
is that you're looking for. And this is probably a really bad take to take, a stance to take, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, I tell people, look, dude, just post what you love. Just do what you love.
Agreed.
If you fucking love what you made, show it to the world. There's an audience out there for everyone. It may take a little time for everybody to find you, but eventually they will.
I think one of the things that they're working and instilling into my head is it's more important about the why than the what at this point in my career.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I posting?
Right.
What am I hoping to get out of the post? What's the purpose of that post?
Mm-hmm.
If you're posting just to throw stuff out there for people to give you likes, well, then that's all you're going to get out of it, because you're posting it out there just to get people to like it.
Right, right.
If you have a purpose or there's a need or there's something that you can create, I have the ability to create with the gear that I have now. I have the ability to do anything.
Yeah.
There's no
You
limitations.
have a full video and
So,
photo production over there.
I mean, I have to basically I have to learn. I actually, you know what? I kind of compare it to corporate. For a long time in corporate, I thought I had to just grind and work as hard as I absolutely could and learn everything there was to learn about in one job in a department.
Right.
So that I could manage that department one day and run that department one day. And once I realized, unfortunately, 13 years later,
Mm-hmm.
you're too close to it. You're too personal. They won't let you run it because you're too personal to the way it was run and the way it was built, and they won't change. They want people to bring in things to change things. You're too personal, too close to it.
Right.
So I liken it that similar way. I'm never going to change if I keep doing the same things over and over and over and over again.
Of course.
So if I keep
insanity.
posting, and if you look at my posts, it's very consistent. It's a constant theme. I'm trying to make things. I want quality out there. I don't like it when it's really too raw.
Yeah.
Because it bothers me, even though that seems to work better.
Yeah.
But I've always kind of just stuck with that same thing over and over and over and over again. And so now I'm trying to think.
I feel like you try, like when I see your reels or what have you, there's a wow factor that I feel like you're going with. You know, like that's the feeling I get. And I don't know what anyone else thinks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. When I look at your reels, I'm like, shit. I mean, I you know, and guys like me, I mean, not really so much me. I can say this because I'm not envious. I'm happy for you. And but I'm still like, you know, the guy inside is going, damn, look at all that shit he's doing. Look at all those the runways and all, you know, all the models on the beach and flow. I'm like, he's got so many opportunities. That is so fucking cool. And it's coming from a place of love. I mean, you know,
I appreciate that.
I'm like, you know, I'm everybody's biggest fan. I love everybody that I know. I mean, I've known you as far as photographers go probably longer than anyone else that I've met in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But so there's a little bit, you know, something more, you know, not to sound, you know,
Ooh.
spicy.
It's getting a little steamy in here.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow, wow. If you play your cards right, I'll let you touch my Funko.
Oh, good Lord.
No, but like, and I think that like
Sorry,
taking
Kira.
myself out of myself. Taking myself out of myself and putting myself in the shoes of, say, an 18-year-old photographer that has their whole life ahead of them. They don't know what they want to do, but they know they love photography. They know they love art. They know they love, you know, all the cool people they see on the internet. And then they come across your stuff and they're like, wow, this dude's local. He lives here where I live. And look at he's doing the same cool shit that these other guys are doing.
Right.
You know, so there's something to that, I think. So as far as I'm concerned, I can't speak for the algorithm of Instagram.
Right.
And what they're doing, because they push out certain things that they think are going to do better or whatever. Yep. But as far as I'm concerned, like, I like watching your reels. I like watching your stories. I mean, even the fucking memes and GIFs, you know, I mean, or the little whatever.
That's just to keep me sane. So if I see something, and it's funny, as long as it's not incredibly inappropriate, I'm going to share that out there because I need a good laugh every once in a while too, because I'm sitting there. Trust me, if you ask my wife or my daughter right now, they don't like me as much these last 3 weeks as they've liked me
Why?
before that, because I am so trying to figure out what the next thing is that I'm being almost extra hard on myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm Bart Simpson sitting on the edge of the bed, just
Oh man.
I don't know what to do. And so it's fun. There's so many opportunities and there's so many things, and every day in this business and in corporate life, as a mentor, every day is an interview.
Right.
The lights are always on. The lights never turn off.
Never turn off.
If anybody thinks that the lights turn off, you're kidding yourselves, especially if you are an up-and-coming photographer or videographer or model or production assistant or whatever. Everybody is... Excuse you.
I wasn't expecting that. Sorry.
Everybody is always watching. Everybody is watching. And there's always something. There's always an opportunity. There's always this. There's always that. I was talking to my daughter on my way over here, and she, had the first big basketball game last night and everything, and she's in the press box, and she's after the game. She's in the presser. She's in the press room when they're interviewing the coach.
Right.
And she had an opportunity to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have to, but she had the opportunity if she wanted to.
Right.
I said, "Did you ask a question?" She said, "No." I go, "Why didn't you ask a question? The team won by 50. You could have easily just said, 'Hey, how do you keep your team motivated when you're up by 40 halfway through the game?'"
Right.
It's not that difficult to just ask a question. I said, those are opportunities.
Right.
You only get so many of those opportunities in life. Make sure you recognize them. It's okay to miss them from time to time.
Yeah.
As long as you recognize the lesson that's taught from missing it
Yeah.
for the next time. And so I'm looking at these next, probably 3 or 4 weeks or so as I'm really looking for, what are the things I'm not doing? What should I be doing? How should I be doing it? And I just felt
why
I'm doing it.
Why?
And I just felt like, I needed to do something. I'd gotten to that point. You and I have had this conversation before. I've gotten to that point where, fine, I'm good enough. I don't have to sit there and wonder, am I good enough or not? Am I getting the same opportunities as other people? Probably not, because I'm not.
Sure you are.
I'm not getting out as much as other people are in terms of certain things locally.
Yeah, but your resume is probably better than most.
It is, and it's amazing when you kind of go through it and you go back. I had to build a media kit for myself, and I hadn't built one yet, which I know is a faux pas. You're supposed to have one.
I don't fucking have one.
I had to build a media kit for myself, and
I wouldn't know where to begin.
it was crazy to see how many different things that I've done
Yeah.
over the last. I've been working with clients, with paid clients, since probably fall of 20. So I guess that would be 3 years now.
Yeah.
And last year was my best year financially, because I think everybody came out of the pandemic and
With
was
photography?
yeah.
Okay.
And everybody just came out gangbusters and wanted stuff and needed content, and there was events and everybody's getting back together and partying. And then the recession hits this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you saw a little pullback on the events,
Yeah.
because I didn't seem to get as many in the second half of the year. And so I'm probably not going to be as good this year as I was last year financially, but I'm not necessarily doing this for short-term money. I'm doing this for long-term money.
Sure, as you should be.
And so the short term, I'm okay with, maybe you have your ups and downs. Not every year is going to be good. The recession, I know dealing with the recession from a brokerage standpoint from my years in my corporate life, that I don't panic when it comes to recessions, because I understand that it's a buying opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in. So I'm 29 years in, like in a 401k and all these other things.
Fuck.
My money is like gone like this forever.
Right.
I didn't panic during 2008 when everything fell out of the housing market and everything crashed. Look at it now. I was messing around this morning looking at the stock market, and I'm like, wait a second. So the stock market is up 2,000 points in the last week. It's doubled in the last 5 years. I'm like, okay, so people just need to stop looking at things so micro. And
Yeah,
maybe
I
more
mean,
look at the
unless you're
macro.
like a short-term investor where you're just, buying
if you're
and
day
selling and
trading,
buying.
then,
Yeah,
day
day
you're
trading.
going to go Looney Tunes.
But outside of that, if it's long-term investments,
Yeah,
you
it's just-
can't even look at it. I mean, if you look at it, it's just going to drive you nuts, like you said. But going back to social media and shit, like,
Sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Hey, we can talk about that if you want, though.
Yeah,
let's
y'all
get
can.
back
You
into
can. You can get off on that in a minute. But not like that sounded bad.
We're gonna
Hey,
have to cut this podcast short if that's the case.
That came out wrong.
It came where?
Um,
There you go. Atta girl.
But I was gonna say, so I'm really interested to maybe talk to someone from this marketing team. I don't know at what capacity, maybe just through text or whatever. I don't know if they do that, but like, because when you were talking about your daughter, and I was thinking about your daughter in contrast to you, as far as like what they would do for obviously they would have to tailor whatever it is that they're doing to that specific content creator, because for your daughter, she's got a few things working in her favor.
Sure.
Okay, she's a girl. Not saying nothing for nothing, but girls, it's easier for them to gain like people that follow them, what have you, likes, shares, all that stuff. It's just easier when they ask for it, they get it. When we do it, it's like, hey, fuck you, man. But
yeah, but the funny thing about it is I had that opinion for a long time, and
I'm not saying that's all it is.
No.
She's doing good work.
Right. No, completely. But I think that where the real money is in this business, is those that are experienced.
True.
It's not a male female thing. It's not even an ageism kind of thing. It's an experience thing. So if you look at it, everybody's going to be like all the photographers that we know and that we hang out with, and the people like, the people that go to like Collab Cafe, and everybody's just, they're gung ho and they're getting started. We're all in the same boat. We're all charging around the same prices. We're all getting about the same money. Where the big money is contracts with companies, with brands, and people wanting to work with you. They don't just, yes, they may come to the young hip, 18-year-old.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, they're going to the young hip 18-year-old who's had 4 years experience.
Right.
Yeah. A tenured professor.
But that's kind of where I was headed with
6 months
that.
of experience just starting out.
Like, number 2 being the fact that she's in that school. She's around all those athletes.
Yeah.
All those athletes are being looked at by, whatever.
NBA.
That. I can't remember.
NFL,
I don't know all the little letters.
Yeah, NCAA.
Yeah, I don't follow any of that shit. But, they're all looking at them, and when they see her work, it's like, wow, you did these of this guy? Well, that's great, because we're looking to recruit this dude, and you're doing fantastic work. And she's got a lot more opportunity for contacts, probably more so than even yourself.
The truth about exposure is that.
You're right.
A lot of people are like, oh, you work for exposure. Well, everybody works for exposure.
Sure.
You also work for money, but exposure is
That's how you build clientele.
word of mouth. Like we were brought up on word of mouth is how you get your business.
Yeah, we didn't have internet.
Yeah.
And so word of mouth was
Fucking carrier
important then.
pigeons.
But now it's, I need one really good brand or one really good client that I just knock out the park.
Yeah.
And then that brand or client is going to talk to another brand. It's going to talk to another brand. It's going to talk to another brand.
Right.
And then that's when the real money shows up in photography. Now, it may happen. It may not. I personally don't care whether it happens or not, as long as I don't sell my soul out doing it.
Okay.
I want this. Trust me.
Yeah.
I
know
want
you
this
do.
more than anything.
Out of all the people I've ever met, every one of them want it. They all want it. But I mean, I know you probably, like I said, I know you more than most of these people, and I know you want it. I know,
and
you work your ass off.
But the reality is I need to work smarter.
Right.
I was working too hard on the same things over and over again rather than...
How many fries can you cook before you need to make the fucking burger?
I don't shoot on a Nikon, so I can't tell you.
Oh, sheesh.
But sorry.
Wah, wah, wah.
I actually love my Nikon shooters. I know there's many of them. A couple
Yeah.
of them Alpine
They get a
Groves
they get a
and
bad rap, dude. They get a bad rap.
best straight out of camera.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say anything about their autofocus, but best straight out of camera.
it's getting better, baby.
But it's
But yeah,
I really want to do things. I'm all about like. I can't stand it when people shortcut their way to the top.
Yeah.
I get it. I
You mean
get the
buying
game.
followers?
I talked to whatever.
don't call out all those actresses in Hollywood that suck dick.
I
to
talked
kids.
to
Whoa,
right.
whoa.
I talked to my daughter all the time about this. I said, look, understand this. Your work will get you everywhere. I said, you're going to get passed by people that do things to get to the top. Don't even worry about it. Let them do whatever they're going to do. Trust me, in the long game, you'll still be there creating great content, and they'll be
in
old
the
and not interested.
in the spirit of how much I love analogies, it's like building a house. Your daughter's
Or dating
building.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, no, that's a rocky fucking ground right
Wow.
there. But
We need like a Owen Wilson, like a wow.
Wow.
we need a sound bite.
no, what I was saying though, she's building a good foundation for herself right now,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
those other people that try to shortcut their way up, they're putting their foundation is fucking peat moss. you
Well,
know?
yeah, and so I'm trying to build something that is a legacy that she will eventually take over, and she will.
She's not going
run.
to want to because she's going to have her own shit.
Well, and then I can retire and just kind of travel the country and just watch her do whatever she's going to do,
Just-
and occasionally be the old guy in the corner, like, "Hey, can I take your picture?"
Just follow her. You can be her fucking dude. You can be her roadie, her groupie, or her roadie. Yeah, not
There you
groupie.
go.
I got a camera too. Can
You
I
can-
shoot?
Follow her around, carry her camera gear everywhere she goes.
Can I shoot your BTS?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's.
That would be.
I'll tell you what, though, shooting at my pool the other day.
Yeah.
We were supposed to shoot 2 weeks ago, and it was still warm.
Uh-huh.
And my pool was like 79, and I was like, "All right, it's gonna be cold, but it'll be good enough." And that cold front came in. She ended up having to reschedule,
Okay.
and man, my pool was like 68 degrees. And so I put her in the hot tub, but I had to get a certain angle, and so I was like, I'm waist deep in the water, and I have some BTS footage of it. I'm waist deep in the water,
Right.
and I'm like.
Did you get fog up?
I was like, man, it is so cold. But I just went for it because I was so busy focusing on the lighting
Yeah.
and my camera and everything. I didn't really pay attention. So
Yeah.
I'm like, my teeth are chattering. And I'm like, why are my teeth chattering? I'm like,
Well,
oh, that's right, because I'm in the water.
Cold plunging
Imagine,
and
Yeah, it was
filming at the same time.
It was rough.
that natural spring over there right now. I mean, it stays the same temperature year round. It's like
So it'd probably actually feel nicer in the winter because it's almost close
Probably.
to the air temperature.
yeah. It's probably. I think he said it stays right at like 68, 69, maybe 70.
No
and
thanks. I can't believe people just wait around in that.
Yeah, well, that used to be they used to have it walled up, and it was this whole like pool, and there was like a community would come in, and then they knocked all of that shit down, and it's just I go there to shoot. I don't think anybody goes there. I'm probably the only person that I've done 2 shoots there, planning on doing more. I still want to do that thing, where I bring a couple of photographers, a couple models with me.
Why don't we do something
I
where
would honestly, I'd
you and I
just shoot BTS the whole thing. And
you
let
and
everybody
I
else shoot.
host a shoot there,
Uh-huh.
small fee,
Yeah,
just not anything expensive.
Yeah.
Get a few people,
yeah.
small fee, have some exclusivity, get in there, shoot a whole bunch of content. They'll get their photos. We'll get a bunch of content together. Let's do it. Let's. I mean, you want to do it when the weather's really good, but you also don't want to do it when it's like extremely buggy and all that stuff because that messes with models and their comfortableness. And
Yeah.
So, but let's do something like that. Let's figure out, an
It's
event or
getting to be
something.
it's getting to be a little too cold now.
Right.
Might have to
But
wait for like the springtime.
Let's plan for something like in
Yeah.
the springtime and that kind of thing because it'll be kind of fun to kind of relaunch out.
I've put off all the shoots kind of that I had. Like I had talked to a few people. I had a few shoots kind of lined up, and I've kind of put them off. I did one for a friend of mine the other day because he asked me to, and I love him. I've known him since he was fucking 15.
Hopefully, he didn't love him when he was 15.
No, I hired him at my old job. I hired him. Anyways,
Sorry, you caught me on a day.
no,
Wow,
good.
I am,
That's what I love.
This is
man.
love. I love it.
it.
Firing on all cylinders here, baby.
I'm not. I've been up since 2:15 this morning, and that's why the coffee.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's all right. We're gonna drag you with us.
But yeah, I mean, you know,
Down.
I don't know what it is. I have not felt like really shooting a whole lot lately. You know,
You haven't liked it, or you haven't wanted to.
I haven't like wanted to.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, look at that. I mean, look at what you got going on right now.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're saying to me that like you're looking at me and looking up to me or whatever, and saying how great you think my work is. The evolution of Jim has been really fun to watch because I was there at the pool table.
You were my first live interview.
Right. I was there at the
You
pool
popped my
table.
cherry.
The everything was in the center of that living room
Yeah.
and all of that. And we were like just sitting there. I'm like, this is weird and cool at the exact same time. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like being on camera. Like, I'm even right now still trying to figure out what my posture looks like, but I don't want to see myself because I can't stand seeing myself on camera. But
Beautiful.
Yeah, you look great, man. You kind of look like one of the an anime character or something with the fucking shadow over your eyes.
I was thinking more like the guys in Lord of the Rings that were searching for the ring. But
Like I was gonna say Dementor, but that's Harry Potter.
I forget. I don't know. I forget their name. No, you look great, man.
you need to have the sound effect nerd alert.
Nerd alert. Nerd alert. There we go.
Now say it real loud.
Who, me?
No, him.
Say it. Say nerd
what?
alert. Let's get a
Nerd
sound
alert.
bite here.
Shut up. Do it.
Nerd alert.
Okay, now
There we go.
Now I can get a sound bite.
All right. Here, get one of this. Ready? Wow. There you go.
For sure. Now I got some work to do. Thanks.
But-
What's with the double Florida on your head? I gotta ask.
Oh, it's Flow Flop's logo.
Oh, okay.
So
Shout out. Okay.
That's what we were talking about.
Okay, I didn't know that was okay.
Shout out Flow Flops.
Yeah.
I like hats. I like flip flops. I like not really swim shorts because I don't really swim.
You don't have to worry about that. They won't fit you anyway.
No,
Wow.
they don't have like guy stuff. It's all chick stuff.
They have T-shirts,
Oh, I like t-shirts.
sweatshirts,
Black.
hoodies,
Always
black
black on.
hoodies, black T-shirts.
All of that. Send it.
I will.
Plug it.
I will. I even have a Flow Flops T-shirt that like the I Shoot Raw shirt.
Yeah.
I almost wore my I Shoot
Well, I was gonna. What size you wear? Is it a large or a medium?
medium.
Okay, good. I got you a little
And
something.
some of my friends say
Yeah.
medium.
He's modeling it right now.
Modeling it for
Oh,
you.
wow.
Also, I'll be your
I
model.
like it.
Paint me like one of your French girls.
Show him the backside.
Hello.
Get ready for this.
But bumps. It's huge.
You like that?
I like it. I do like it.
There's a red one as well, and then a black and white one.
Okay.
But yeah,
I like
it
it.
was just the first run. I used someone local.
Okay.
I will pull up her.
Shout him out. Shout her out.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck it up because
I need to actually get a hold of her because I need some scenic gear. Like,
she's changed her name like a couple of times.
that happens.
But yeah, I figured that since I made this logo, I wanted it to be something marketable.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I did it. And I think it is. I think it's a cool logo. It looks good on a T-shirt. All right, it is cds.crafty.creations.
cds.crafty.creations.
Not these nuts.
Oh.
Like cds
All right.
dot crafty dot creations. She does fantastic work, and just a lot of. She does hats too. I probably might get her to do me a hat.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, leather patch hats
I have too much stuff on my phone.
and ponytail hats.
But you said you had 1,000 freaking gigs on it.
Yeah. It's,
Who messaged me? Was that you? Oh, hey, you're here. I just saw that.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, I just saw that.
I am here.
I
am him.
Why am I look? I had to stop looking at this shit.
Look at you. I got to stop looking at my phone.
Shit.
Well, I was looking at it to find the right name, and I didn't want to butcher it. And now,
Smart.
and
It's
then
good.
I started.
Good to know you can read.
Yeah, then I start going on a scroll fucking fest. 'Cause that's what you were doing.
I was trying to find a Flow Flops logo, but
Oh,
it's all right. Just
it's
go to the
just
website.
two Floridas
Yep,
together.
just
There
two
you go.
Floridas. But no, and I will shout out Flow Flops for their bikini that they have out right now that we shot in. Every girl that has worn that, including my wife, my daughter, and I think I've shot 5 different models in it.
Yeah.
Every single person that's put that bikini on has said this is the most comfortable bikini they've
Really?
ever worn. I don't know what the guys did with them, but they're a fan favorite and everybody loves them. So, I mean, it's nice to get in. I got in with them when they were new.
It's made out of Gore-Tex.
Kind of like you, where we just came in and it was new, something new and everything. They were just getting started when they, I was friends with one of their original printers,
Right.
Screen printers. And him and I basically kind of hit it off and we were talking and I met Corey, who's the owner, and he's really cool. And he was like, hey, if I give you some merch, can you get out there and kind of, put it on your models and stuff like that and see what we can come up with. And, every couple of weeks I'll get he lives, I think he's out in Thailand now. So,
oh, cool.
Traveling the world. And every couple of weeks I'll get a message from him like, hey, I got something coming out your way. Okay. And then, one day it'll just show up at the house and I'll have a couple of things to shoot with. And, it's up to me as to whether or not I give them to my clients or not.
Yeah.
But, it's fun to work with brands that are up and coming and new and kind of be the first ones in there. And for them to know that when they need good quality, they're coming to me.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling. I need to turn that into work. Now that I've got that experience working with smaller brands, I need to now pivot and start working with some of the bigger brands that I've worked with before. Yeah. And see where I can take that.
So that's where you want to go with your photography, is working with brands? Or
I want to I'm basically going to become a short form video content creator, is ultimately what I'm going to end up being. I'll be a photographer always.
But is that what you want to do?
I want to create.
I get that.
Whether it's legacy, whether it's, to me, the Reels game, how many people got really annoyed by it. Like a lot of photographers were like, oh, it's Reels. I get that because I was there.
Yeah. But you embraced it.
I like the way it showcases my work now.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about things from a setup perspective differently now. So when I get on set, when I'm ready to do a shoot, it used to be, let's go, let's get a vibe, let's just feel how it goes, and let's just kind of shoot. Now I'm having to think of, I need to make sure that I am wide, mid, and tight on 3 video clips. Wide, mid, and tight on 3 photos. 3 photos from 5 different angles. And once I've done that, then I can go and have fun for the next hour and just shoot different things. But as long as I get that, I've gotten myself into a routine of what I need to get.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the process. It's one thing that Gary Vee talks about all the time, is that if you don't enjoy the process, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because that's where you get great. Greatness comes from loving the process.
Yeah.
And so I don't care what it is, whether it's video, whether it's photography, whether it's just concept creating, whether I'm there helping build sets, whatever it is, I want to know that it's me that's doing it, and I want other people to start to know that it's me doing it. I've lived in the shadows for so long.
Yeah.
My whole life has been the same story.
Well, 5 years ago, you never even thought that you would want to be on social media like in this capacity.
Right. And I never, in my corporate life, I'm the youngest, and my entire family worked for the same company. So I understand what living in that shadow is. That to me is like, I kind of was like that when I came up with the name of the company. I didn't want my name out there.
Right.
I wanted it to be a brand. I wanted somebody to recognize the brand. I'm not important. To me, I didn't feel like I was important to that.
But at some point,
then I realized
people want to know.
Right.
That's like, like these guys that do the time place, the sunglasses.
I've seen them recently.
So I reached out to the owner or whoever runs I don't know if it's the owner that runs the page or whatever, but, and we were in talks to get him on, but he's like doesn't want his face out there. He's like, if I come on and we're live streaming, I'm going to wear a mask. I was like, well, that'll be interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
All right,
gonna-
Kodak Black.
You know, I got a couple masks. You know, you want to wear Deadpool, Spider-Man?
My daughter photographed him, by the way. But
Who?
Really?
Kodak
Black.
Black.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Shit.
Um,
She's already a legend. What the fuck?
yeah,
check her feed. You'll see a picture of him.
All right.
But you know, so I get being humble and not wanting people, like, it's not about me, you know, and I say that all the fucking time on these podcasts.
Right.
I don't care if anyone ever knows my name or who I am.
Jim.
Yeah, the old guy with the gray beard.
He is Jim.
But I recognize that if I don't get out in front of things, if I don't do everything I can to make this a success, anyone that sits in that chair is wasting their time.
Right. No, I completely get it. I mean, and you know, like 6 months from now, he's gonna be like, it's gonna be like a different song. He's gonna be starting out. Like, welcome to GBP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already thought about changing the whole thing all over again. Trust me.
Nah, man. I think we're at a good place right now.
No, I know.
I really
You're gonna shorten the name. It's gonna be GBP
Maybe
or the GB podcast.
Yeah, you change it too many times. We'll be like, all right, he's not paying his
the
taxes.
gray beard experience.
Just no. Do not call it the Gray Beard experience.
You already shot me down on that, Jim.
I did. That's way too on the nose, Patrick.
Oh, shit.
You'll be shortening to the GB podcast, and I want credit for that. I'm writing it.
GB.
Put it down. It's on video right now. The GB podcast. It will be.
Yeah,
that.
I'll give you like 0.25% of the royalties.
That check for 7 cents will be.
Fucking
Yes.
If you're lucky. I have not made any. See, and that's the thing. And that's probably what is kind of keeping this thing fueled like it is. I don't want money. I don't ever want this. Not from people, not from viewers.
Sponsors.
If sponsors want to come in, fine. But I'm not in it to make money. I mean, if I did make money, it would go into new cameras, new microphones, this room, this space. I mean, every bit of money would go into something. You know, my podcast hosting site, advertising, all those things would go right back into the business because, like you, I have an income.
Mm-hmm.
I make money. I don't have to do this for money. I love to do this because I enjoy talking to you or whoever's there. And, you know, especially the people I've never met before, which is crazy. They'll come into my house, never met me, and they just come right in, play with my dogs, you know, grab a bite off the stove or something, and then come in and sit down. And I like to meet them and really get to know them. And it feels really good. It's my favorite way to get to know people.
Do you find that, like, for us, I find that there's less burnout for us because of that. Because we don't have the pressure that it has to be the thing.
Yes
it has
and no.
to put the food on the table. I feel like some of the young folks are burning themselves out because they're thinking
that it's a lifestyle.
Well, they're stressed about bills.
Well, trust me, I've seen what they're trying to get to, what it looks like in person.
Right.
2 weeks out of every year, I see what it looks like in person.
Right.
And I'm staying with that person. I'm seeing everything from all BTS, from everything from behind the scenes. You better have your energy game right.
Yeah, you got to work.
That gentleman, I love that man. He works his ass off. I think he sleeps 3 hours a day or 4 hours a day. And when he's not sleeping, he's working, making deals, sending emails, doing posts, getting models together, doing conceptual stuff, doing design work, doing judging, writing an article for magazines.
Could you imagine the mind, like walking, just taking a stroll through that mind?
He is.
I'd probably blow my fucking brains out.
Does he take Adderall?
No, he takes no drugs, no alcohol, no drugs.
That's crazy.
All healthy, all vegan, like just
vegan.
Yeah, like and it's just.
He's a
machine.
Dude, he's a superhuman. He's a vegan.
He is absolutely a machine. And
like Scott Pilgrim versus the world. The guy that was, you know, he was a vegan. It gave him superpowers.
I'm gonna eat extra rib.
I had to go up and visit. I was going to a party up in New Jersey, and I knew it was Fashion Week up in New York. And so my wife and I were in Jersey, and I'm like, hey, I know Chris is in town. But I know it's Fashion Week, and there's no chance I'm going to see him because he's going to be at probably 500 shows. No lie. He's probably bouncing from show to show to show. And so I'm like, but I'm going to give it a whirl. So let's just go up. We'll take the ferry in from Weehawken. We always go over there, and then we take the ferry into to Midtown. And we just spent a day just hanging out in Midtown, New York. And I messaged him a couple times. I'm like, hey, you don't have to make any kind of special time for me or anything like that. I said, just kind of let me know where you're going to be. Maybe we'll pop by, or maybe we'll run into each other or whatever, and see what's going on. And I didn't expect to hear back from him, even though we've worked together for.
Sure.
We've worked 4 shoots now, four total weeks together.
You've been intimate.
No.
You've had intimate moments. Still no.
Private conversations, still no.
No finger popping each other's assholes, okay?
So, but I didn't expect to hear from him. It was like 4:00, and I kind of, my wife was really curious about meeting him because of all the things, because she had not met him yet.
Right.
And he was like, hey, are you close to this place? And I'm like, yeah, I'm right around the corner. And he's like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And I said, great. And so we went over there and we hung out for like 15 minutes. Just hung out. Sweet as can be to my wife. She was blown away about how nice he was.
And he was able to give her undivided attention?
Remembered her name.
From when you talked to him?
I think I've only mentioned her name once.
Yeah.
And it was probably 2 years ago. Remembered her name and was like, how are you? And was just so welcoming and so cool, even though he was having a bad day.
Right.
Because I know when he's having a bad day. And he walked in, I'm like, shit, I know he's having a bad day. This is going to be a
shit show.
This is going to be interesting. Totally cool. Great for about 15 minutes. He had a meeting that was set up at this place. And we're sitting there, and Gigi Hadid, who's a model and designer up in New York City, just comes strolling in.
Wow.
And I'm just like,
I'll have to Google
if
that.
I could just do this every single day the rest of my life.
That's where
I
you
would.
love to be.
If I had the choice of what all of this would get me,
Right.
I would like to be probably photographing NFL football on Sundays and following fashion folks around to all of their parties and events and getting their moments for them so that they don't have to worry about doing it.
Right.
Those are the two things that I think ultimately, from a photography standpoint, I would love to do. And
Yeah.
if I could do that the rest of my life, I'd be a happy camper.
So I guess you're in the process now of figuring out what steps you have to take to get to that point.
Yeah, obviously, I'm kind of leaving the sports thing to my daughter. She's already shooting football and basketball, and she's got baseball coming up. She does every sport there is. So I'm letting her do that to kind of build that side of things.
Yeah.
I changed one of my accounts, the motorsports account is now So Scenic Sports.
Okay.
And so that's going to be kind of just a page and an outlet to kind of a holding ground for right now for an eventual something bigger.
I loved your reel, by the way, like where it was following the basketball. Was it basketball? I think it was basketball.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that was running down the court, and then like he jumps, and then like he lands, and you see your daughter over in the corner.
Yeah, we had to slow that down. It took us like 9 tries last night. My wife and I were like trying to get it at the right moment, but it was it's fun to see her on TV.
Yeah.
It's a cool experience to see her on TV because I can text her and be like, hey, why are you shooting like that?
Yeah. Why do you look lost?
And she's like, I always look so serious on all those videos. I'm like, well, because you take your craft seriously.
Yeah.
And so she's
So
doing that,
serious,
and I'm
so
doing,
scenic.
right? And so I'm doing that. The fashion stuff, I don't know where it's going to go because when you have a regular job, I don't have the freedom that these people have. They are amazing people. I've met so many people in Miami at Swim Week last in July that it just blew my mind.
How many of them ask you the question, when are you just going to quit that fucking job and do this full time?
Every time they see a video or a photo that I post, they ask
Yeah.
that question.
I've asked you that multiple times, but I know, I totally understand. You don't have to say anything. I already know where you're at. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, that day's coming.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Probably when I don't know if it'll happen before I want it to.
Yeah.
Usually that's the way it goes.
Of course.
You're going to get forced into things. I know the reality of the world. I understand that I'm getting older. I turn.
It could happen sooner than later.
It could. I hope it doesn't, because I want to get. I'm going to be selfish about my daughter, and I want to get her through college.
Yeah.
If I can get her through college and get that paid for and feel good about,
Well,
she's onto her own thing.
What happens if what takes off is well better and it takes care of the college and then some?
If it does, then great.
Yeah.
I got an Integra Type S picked out at Duval Acura right now that it's going to be in my garage. If it turns out that it works out good, I have to work on manifesting that shit.
Yeah.
I manifested this whole thing
Yeah.
from scratch, sitting on a dock at Alpine Grove, saying, "Man, that sunset was so scenic."
Yeah.
I kind of like the name of that page.
Man, we've all heard the fucking
Right.
story.
I know you heard the story. He and I heard the story. But from that point on, I've manifested this entire thing. I figured out what worked in social media. I tried to go for it. I just started crushing things out. I look at my old photos and I'm like, good Lord, all of us do this. We look at our old photos and we're like, wow, what the heck were we thinking? Yeah. And it's because it was a different time. It was, oversaturate, over-clarify, make everything look like...
I delete that shit.
And I like going through older stuff, though, because it really kind of...
Well, I delete it off my social media. I still have it in my hard drives.
It teaches me about how far I've come. And understanding that understanding that this is a journey. It's a blessing to be able to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't want to take it for granted. I have an amazing support staff. Like, I know there's a lot of young and up-and-coming creators out there that are just running and gunning and grinding it out, and they're doing it by themselves, and they're going, rah, me, and look at me, I'm independent, I don't need anybody. Trust me, you need somebody.
Sure.
You don't need a wife or a long-term partner. It can be that, and if it's that, it's even better. But you need somebody. You need a group of people that have your best interests in mind. You need fans. You need people that are blowing air underneath your wings so that you can start doing the things that you need to do.
Right.
Are you like, if you polled in my generation 40 women, would you let your husband go with Chris to Miami for a whole week and do photo shoots nonstop and, nonstop just events and events and events
of beautiful half-naked women?
Sure. You want to go there.
Easy. Pat.
And men,
Sorry.
by the way. There's a lot of male models
Sorry,
out there.
I just focus on certain things.
And so, I bet you if you polled 40 women that question, would you trust your partner, who's a photographer, to go and do these things? You're probably getting 38 no's. I'm lucky enough to have one that said yes. And actually, when Chris called me the first time and said, hey, what are you doing for Basel in Miami in December? Would you be able to come down and do a shoot?
Yeah.
I got 3 words out to my wife, and she goes, yes.
Yeah.
She goes, you go, you do that.
I mean, I've spent a little time with you. I'd probably want you to go, too. She lives with you.
The support system that I have from her.
I'm fucking with you. She seems very, very cool. The fact that she does your BTS and actually,
she's getting good at it. She's just started, and she hasn't had opportunities, but she's getting good at it.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite things about your family is that it's like
we're involved.
You got in this. You got passionate about this thing, and it just infected them.
Yeah, I mean, and my wife, she will be the first to tell you that she says that she's not a model and she's not a photographer. But if you go deep enough in my page, you'll see that she was my first model way back in the day.
Yeah.
And she was She did a fantastic job. And from
Whatever
a
that-
photography standpoint,
Whatever that TikTok was that you did with her was fucking hilarious. Where she was like, no. I thought it was hilarious.
that was good. And she was so mad that I posted that
I
too.
bet. But please, it was the best. Look at it objectively. It was fucking hilarious.
So, but she is the rock for both Kira and I.
Yeah.
Because we've had some challenges. We had some, bad things happen, a couple of years ago, and we've had, some things to kind of overcome and everything, but we've always been each other's best friend, and we taught Kira the same thing. Kira is always telling us what she's doing down in college, and like half the time I'm like, you don't need to tell me everything.
Yeah.
It's all right. Have fun. Go live your life.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I like telling you guys stuff because we all have great laughs about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm not going to knock it because, hey, I've managed to build something. I always joke around that the only two things I've done right in my life are my wife and my daughter. So,
Well, you guys, it seems like you guys have a pretty tight bond as far as like, it's not just your wife, it's not just your daughter, you're not just dad. Y'all are like fucking friends,
Yes, and
which is cool.
And also, we take, and you and I talk about this all the time, we take the craft seriously. I am not down to fuck all this up.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm 30 seconds of whatever somebody could possibly offer is no way worth giving up all of this that I've worked my ass off for.
For sure.
No way.
Oh God, no.
Trust me. If you think that is going to be the way that you get to the top as a photographer, then good luck, because as a male photographer, your day's numbered.
Right.
Your day is numbered. People will call you out. I had a couple of close friends
Somebody's
and a
gonna
couple of model
Weinstein
friends.
your ass.
Yeah, I had a couple of model friends recently who had some bad experiences with male photographers,
Sure.
and they were
Same.
they were saying some things on their stories and stuff, and I'm like, I said, what happened? I said, I want to know what happened, because I'm just as, when I go to a shoot or like a group photo shoot or whatever, if my name is attached to it in any way, shape, or form, I want to know every photographer that's there.
Right.
And I look at their profiles, and I look at the work they're doing, and I read the reviews, and I check with other models at who these people are.
You vet.
I know I'm going to show up to an event where there's going to be some of these GWCs.
Right.
I get it. It's all right.
You can't
I just
help
don't
it.
want to be associated with that behavior.
Right.
Because I have no
I
patience
feel you
for
on that, dude. Like I there was something that happened. Somebody sent me some stuff a couple weeks ago.
3 weeks ago now.
Yeah, and who shall be unnamed. But
We'll
yeah,
leave 'em unnamed.
but like I went straight to that person's page and made sure I was not following them. I don't ever hang out with that person.
Right.
What's crazy is the fact.
I'm really glad it wasn't me.
No, and it's crazy that like you look at this person's page, he does really good work.
Yeah.
And he's got like probably over 10,000 followers, which, for us is pretty big. And I'm like, wow, like you just said, and I'm sure he's not going to lose everything, but this chick blasted him across social media. So,
That's it, done.
you know what I mean? It could be. It depends on who's watching. It depends on who's looking, because not everybody's looking. Not everybody's
They'll
watching.
just rename their account.
Right. And, but for that one thing, he could have threw all that. Like I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know all the details, all that good shit. All
It doesn't
I know
even
is,
matter.
No, I mean,
Perception
like
is the
fact.
reality. in
Right,
this
right.
game.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's lost business or what, but for what? Like you said, I mean, 38 seconds of pleasure. Wait, yeah, that's all I got.
I've got about a good 12 in me.
I've
12
timed it.
seconds.
That's all I got. It's gonna be the best 38 seconds of your life.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Ew.
No, but serious, that's
Yes.
all. We're joking, but
It is-
serious. All seriousness.
Oh, yeah.
But
It's not worth it.
we're joking about that, but the most truths come out of comedy, and people are like, oh well, you didn't get the full story or this, that, and the other. I don't fucking care what the story was. I don't.
Yeah, there's even a whiff
I
of
said,
that shit.
I said to my
my
daughter, I said, I am one bad review away from it being over and all of this having to be yours. Because, and so every shoot, every time I go out, if I am alone with a model, which is rare nowadays, now I'm either bring a friend or I have my assistant with me or something. But there are not a lot of times where I'm shooting solo one-on-one anymore because I don't need that.
No.
I don't need that. I don't need the, somebody being opportunistic and saying, oh, this is how I'm going to get up. I can just say,
Right.
I can bring him down and then I can move on to the next person. And
Right.
there's a lot of that in social media. There's a lot of that in my daughter's generation of they would rather see the destruction than the creation, which really, I've been watching too many Coach Prime videos.
Yeah.
But they want to destroy you. And they think that's fun. And they think that's to their generation, that seems to be fun. I don't blame them for it. I blame the culture and the environment that they're in has created that. Reality TV created that. Everything having to be, is it still running?
Yes.
Is it overheating? Is it melting?
I was checking, but
It's looking good.
no, we're good. We're good.
So I think that is the challenge.
Did you fucking mute my mic?
Damn right I did. There you go. Puff
We're
on
gonna
that
get
thing.
that.
There, oh, hey, where's it at?
No, that's a different kind of pull. I don't do that.
Yo.
See if we can get another. No,
I was a college student once. I know I'm old, but I was a college student once.
I didn't get the off of this thing.
Oh,
I was trying to get some ASMR.
Are you peeing?
it's a nice pour you got there.
Did you see my ASMR that I posted?
It's pretty good. I got hungry watching it, to be honest.
It's pretty good.
You didn't watch it.
I watch everything.
The egg thing.
Yeah.
You watched it? I just posted it today. No one's seen it.
Come on
It's had like
now.
8 views.
Well-
I thought it was hilarious. I was so bored. Everyone was gone for the weekend, and I was like, I'm about to make some eggs. Let me take my iPhone and let's shoot a fucking Martin Scorsese film with this bitch.
Cinematic video.
I did. I put it.
Shifting focus.
I didn't get crazy, but I definitely filtered it out with some kind of fucking filter that made it look like something, from a Scorsese film or something. But anyways,
Something you said on you and Jen's podcast.
oh God,
which
I
is
said a lot of shit.
man.
which is great, by the way.
Oh, good.
If anybody
Something I said was great,
if anybody's watching this,
or was it Jen?
watch when the two of them are on their magic. It's
Jen
fun.
says all the smart shit. I say the dumb things.
Well,
I thought I said the fucking dumb
When
things
you-
here.
No, the two of you guys are smart, and you got a computer to back it up. I got nothing.
he's got a script in front of him. What are you
Before I'm
talking
60, I'll have it implanted in my head, so
Right.
I'll be even faster.
Well, before he loses the thought, because he's kind of old.
Oh, yeah. Did you take your Alpha Brain today?
This is the kind of shit I put up with.
This is the fun stuff now. We're having a good time now.
You were talking about when you're taking a break from social media.
Yeah.
And that you're only going on, checking messages every once in a while, maybe 3 times a day, just doing it at short little increments, and
Twice.
You're not scrolling, but you did say 3 on your post.
Oh, fuck.
And so, that, like, the first time we did a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
I literally was thinking about 4 reels while we were doing that podcast.
Yeah.
And I was constantly checking my phone. I was constantly looking. I was constantly seeing what's going on. Did I get a message? Did they like? Whatever. And now I'm to the point where I'm comfortable enough with the portfolio that I don't think about it as often.
Right.
I'll still pick it up every now and then just for
shits and giggles.
But I'm on it still just as much. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to mold and craft what I'm going to be doing next. The problem with that is if you scroll late at night, like I edit late at night because I work during the days. And
Yeah.
then I'm editing until about 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
And then
That's
I
why
usually
he messages me when I'm like getting up for work. He's fucking messaging me.
sending him memes and stuff like that.
Bitch, go to sleep.
Jim's taking a shit and you're going to bed.
I mean, he gives me reading material on his own.
So
It's our relationship.
I'll be doing that, and I'll be looking at reels and scrolling. Then I'll pass out in my computer chair
Oh, that's good.
for like an hour
That's
or
good
so.
for a nice crink in the neck.
But the problem is now I dream in reels.
Oh, that's weird.
Wow.
And so,
For
like
real.
for the next, so even when I wake up in the computer chair and then I go to bed or whatever, I'm basically running a reel in my head every night. My dreams are like reels now,
That's
and
creepy.
it's really messing with me. But it's like it's what I'm so hyper focused on.
When you start doing like walking through your daily life and it looks like a reel, and every
It's
time you
coming.
turn your head, it's like you see like a, or like a fucking transition, and you're, dude, you will have tapped into the biological.
I may do it on
The
Saturday.
human
I have a very
biological
long day on Saturday.
DMT that is inside of all of us, and he has tapped into it, and he is creating his own.
He's human AI. He's perfecting himself while he's sleeping.
He's using the DMT in his body to fucking go on a trip.
So I have a really long day on Saturday. So I'm waking up like 4:30 in the morning and driving down to Boca,
Ooh.
and I'm shooting the FAU college football game with my daughter.
Dope. That'll be
At
fun.
noon.
That'll be good.
And then we have the FAU basketball game that night, and then I'm driving back home. So I probably won't be able until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's gonna be a long day. I thought about maybe I should do like a day in the life and like vlog that shit.
You should.
Or blog it.
You
and
really
see-
should.
And see if
I've been
anybody be
telling
interested.
you that.
I just don't know if anybody would be interested in that.
I would watch it.
I know you would watch it, but would anybody else watch it?
Started out with like a loadout bag and then throwing it in the trunk and then grabbing the coffee, going
Yeah.
out the door.
If you need an example of what to make it look like, check out my North Carolina video. I did all
It'll
the
be right here.
I did all the cliche. No, I can't do that during the live. I did all the cliche shit, like all the little the jump cuts and fucking put the camera in the trunk and then slam my bag in and close the trunk, and then you have to open it, and of course you cut that. But and then you're driving down the road. It's just like, but it's fun though. I mean, I enjoyed. Like the last vacation, self vacation I went on, and I used to do that more.
27 years ago.
No, it was only like a couple of years ago. I only haven't gone the last couple of years because I've been broke. Not like the time period. My wallet is fucking coughing up moths. But I would just get an Airbnb and somewhere in the Carolinas and just take all my gear and just go. And you vlog the whole fucking thing. I can't do anything without making content from it. Most of the time, like that.
Well,
egg
and you
thing.
have that ability. You have a like. I remember watching you when I first found your account.
Yeah.
I remember watching you just. And your new Coffee with Jim's kind of reminds me of the old days. It kind of takes me back to when you were first just walking up to like your computer screen and just sitting down and
You're
having
just
a
talking.
conversation.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was like, I know I could do that
for sure.
because my family will tell you, I never shut up. You can tell me because I'm always like the longest guest you always have.
No, I've learned how to cut you off now, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Hurting my feelings. That's what I'm leaving.
No. I told you, and I
Leave the headphones.
Look, for serious.
Don't let the
though.
door hit you in the ass on the way out, but leave the headphones.
Seriously though, like I've told you this before, and I've told other people this. Like when you talk a lot, it makes my job a lot easier.
Sure.
I don't have to think.
You don't have to think about filling up things, and it's
Right.
It's like being the model. Like,
Well, especially when I was doing all of that. Then
Yeah.
I was really thinking about that more than listening to you. And now you notice I'm talking more because I don't think about that shit. I got him. I'm actually engaged with what you're saying.
him.
Yes.
He is him.
Actually, my pronouns are fucking you.
Whoa.
Wow.
Sorry, we're deep in it, man.
How
I'm having
dare
fun
you?
now.
How dare you?
This segment of the broadcast is not sponsored by anybody.
No, God. This is where
No.
we lose all of the sponsors.
Oh.
What the fuck
I
is
do
going on?
like the Frono's photo sticker on the back.
You
of
like
the, shout out to Jared Poland because that dude is a beast.
Well, see, like
And he even reached out to my daughter, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I mean, he's used one of my photos and one of his little deals that he did where it was like he edited the photos. I sent in some stuff. He's, you know, I signed up for the text message thing, right? Did you do that?
Yeah.
So, and you know, he sent me a text message on my birthday,
Mm-hmm.
and I go, "Thanks. It would be really cool if this was actually Jared." And he goes, "Hey, asshole, it is me." And I was like, "Whoa, okay, my bad." And he always, you know, but with the podcast and with everything that I do, like I take little elements of all of my like people. I call them my mentors. They don't know who the fuck I am, but I take little bits from what they do, and
Yeah.
I kind of try to imply or apply it to what I do, and that's something that, you know, out of one of the thousands of podcasts that Jared Polin did that I used to listen to when they did Raw Talk and shit.
He's
like
doing
that.
it again, by the way.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't know if he does. If you know that.
But one of the things he talked about was, and he actually said, he's like, take my model, take what I'm doing, and just like use it as an outline and put your shit in it. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you. He was talking to a hair salon.
Yeah.
It was a guy that ran a hair salon.
Yep.
And he used his like basically his form. I mean his everything that he did, his format, everything the way he did it, and just applied it instead of Frono's photo or whatever. It was like hair cutting shit.
Yes.
And the dude like tripled, quadrupled his, you know, and it just now he's making
It
money
is
on YouTube.
Very, you know, I know a lot, back in the day, and I think you and I even had this conversation on our first podcast. is that
Probably.
I didn't want to bite off of anybody. I grew up. I'm a hip hop kid. I'm a rap kid from like the '90s. So you know,
Yo.
biting was something that was a big deal. It was a bad thing to do. You didn't bite off of other artists
Yeah.
back in
But
the day.
music's a whole different.
But it's different now. And then in this business and this business model now, you have to be able to do what works.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you like it or not. They want this.
Yep.
Your clients, the people. This is a service business. You're hosting a podcast.
Yep.
For people to listen to the podcast
Oh,
and get
100%.
something from it. You're providing a service. It's not ultimately anymore about only what you want.
Right.
It's about what your audience wants.
Right.
Who do they want to hear from? What do they want to learn? What do they want to do? What do they want to see?
Well, and the good news is for me, I don't have much of an audience. So I can pretty much still do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, but even you said earlier, you got to have a solid foundation.
You do.
You
You
know
keep
what I mean?
bringing me on, you're definitely going to kill your audience.
Well, the one thing that I want to kind of stress to people,
Let's
and
listen to the old guy.
something that I learned, that I'm learning, is that it's never you just because you think something works, you don't have to stick to that.
right.
You know that like this, I was
Yeah.
petrified to start doing this interview podcast. Like I was doing my downloads for my, before the interviews, just, the me podcast were just me.
Yeah.
Were really good. The audio downloads, they were great.
Sure.
And, when I started doing it in here and doing like live interviews on YouTube, like the audio podcast took a fucking nosedive. Like the audio side took a nosedive, which you would think would be the opposite way because it's just easier to listen to a podcast audio.
I
But
think, yeah.
yeah, but are you running out of time?
No. I'm always about time. So.
Okay.
You have all the
I
time.
always point it out whenever somebody looks at their shit.
I am available.
So do I.
To you. I was actually thinking, I'm like, God, I must have been talking too much. I'm like, I'm probably at 3 hours. I'm like,
No,
oh, good,
dude.
it's
Oh,
only
man,
been-
we're good.
No.
We're sitting at an hour 25. Hey,
All right.
juices are flowing, baby.
Yeah. Now I don't remember what the fuck I was talking about. But yeah,
No, but you were talking about analytics from when you switch over to YouTube.
and
doing the live.
my YouTube videos, some of these interviews, they're crushing my older videos. Now can't nothing touch there's one that I've got that's got like almost 8,000 views. It's the how to hook up Rodecaster Pro, the first Rodecaster Pro with Adobe Audition.
And you know why that did good, right?
Yeah, because it was factual. It was like something people wanted.
Informative.
It was a
service.
tutorial.
I wasn't lying to you.
It was a tutorial.
You were providing a value and a service to your clients. They
Even
had a
though
question.
it was the shittiest video I've ever
Doesn't
put
matter.
out.
You gave
The
them the
fucking
information they
camera
needed.
was out of focus the whole time.
Dude, I watched a video on YouTube the other day because I could not disassemble this shotgun, and this guy had this phone in his neck, and he's doing it, and it fucking worked perfectly. I gave him a like for it, so fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what? It's you gotta do what you gotta do, but you also have to kind of get away from the perfectionism that crushes us.
Well, that's what it made me think of when you said sometimes they do better, like talking about just doing it on the fly with your cell phone. You know, it's crazy that some of my photos that I've taken with my cell phone have outperformed some of the shit I've done on my fucking mirrorless. You know, it's just nutty. But
I mean,
Perfect example. Oliver Anthony
yeah.
blew up. You know, I've been selling my soul.
Yeah.
That guy.
Oh yeah.
Shot all that on an Android,
Yep.
and it had 20 million views like in a couple weeks. You know, it's just crazy.
Android.
On an Android.
I've been thinking about going to
kidding.
Android.
But you can do it. You can do it any way you want.
Well, you don't want anybody to text you pictures anymore.
Well, here's the thing: other Androids
No
can
gifts?
text. Well,
Yeah, are there any other Androids? I mean, you
Yeah.
can be kind of lonely out there.
no, there's plenty. I'm not going to because I'm too immersed in the ecosphere thing. Whatever.
Yeah, good luck tapping your phone to your computer.
Yeah. Well, they do have new
They
shit.
they yell at each other.
They
often.
have no. The androids have shit that goes with like the and you can.
But it's like a
basically
married
the
couple.
same
They
thing.
just argue
Yeah.
all the time.
I'm not gonna change because I like my blue text.
Me too, man. FaceTime, everything.
Me looking down at all the peasants with green text.
I don't know. Maybe it's my IQ, but I just like one button.
Yeah.
Just like to press that one.
Well,
You
button.
have a button?
For
Or
photography.
no, wait, I don't have a button anymore.
The only
I'm high as fuck.
the only reason I would even think about going over to that is, you can like change if your battery's going to shit, you can change your battery. If you want to add, an
You
SD.
can change your battery in an iPhone.
Fuck.
Yeah, but you gotta take it to a
take it
shop.
somewhere and have them open it with fucking forceps and fucking shit. That one you could just pop the back off.
Technically, it's still changing the battery.
Technically, it costs you 3 times as much to do it.
Basically, just trade the phone in. It's
The-
cheaper.
Yeah. The point is
Poor kids in China. man.
storage for me. It's the storage for me.
Every
But
time you get tired of your battery, another
I
kid
did
in China's
just go online and I did like spec comparisons of like the new
Right.
15 versus the newest Samsung 23, I think is the latest one they have. And then I did that one and the Google Pixel, which I've heard great things about. But
This segment brought to you by AT&T.
no, fuck AT&T. I'm on T-Mobile, bitches.
Ew.
T-Mobile in the house. Wait, no, that's
You have signal?
not. Fuck yeah, son.
Can you hear me now?
Dude, my mom has the T-Mobile internet.
It actually works in Jacksonville?
Dude, that shit, they have like, he's got like 300 down.
There goes another sponsor I'm going to lose.
Yeah, he's got like, his download speed is like 300, and then upload speeds are like over 100. Which here, I'm getting like maybe 120 down and then maybe 70 up. And that's on
Sounds
Xfinity.
dirty.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm like lefty or an Italian job. I had a bad experience with T-Mobile. So
Yeah. Well, I've been on T-Mobile since fucking, who were they before T-Mobile?
They were
something-
T-Mobile and then they were Sprint. Or T-Mobile
No.
and Sprint.
Before it was T-Mobile, there was a different name,
Oh.
but I can't remember.
Snap.
Doesn't matter. I was with them from day one.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was always a Verizon guy.
I still have the old family plan that they have been desperately trying to get me
He's
off
still
of.
paying for long distance.
Nope. Everything's paid for. Everything's paid. It's the cheapest family plan they've ever had. And they updated everything and they tried to get me to switch and I said, "Nope. I'm good." And they're every so often they call me and they're like, "Can we get you to switch to this new?" I'm like, "Well, if it's going to be this much." And they go, "Well, we can't do that."
T-Mobile used to be called Voice Stream Wireless.
Yeah. And I got yeah. Anyways,
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by VoiceStream Wireless. We're no longer in business.
yeah. This
some
portion of
German
the
company.
broadcast is brought to you by Nokia. Stronger than a brick shit house.
I had one of those phones.
Yeah, I love those bitches. That's what I want.
I want to see somebody come out with one of the old football
I miss
size
the old
phones.
beepers,
I
man.
want them to start making the fucking Nokias again. I think they lost the formula. I don't think that if they make them again now, that it's going to be as strong.
No. And just like with like the whole Samsung flip phone thing. Like, come on. Like,
What about these foldable phones?
That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's
That's
like
gross. Where the
Yeah.
the
screen,
Razors, the Motorola Razor back in the day was the phone that everybody had.
Mhm.
yeah,
And it was a good phone, and you had to text with the number key.
looked like
then-
Captain Kirk when
and
you
then-
open it.
And then the BlackBerry.
Yeah, and then the BlackBerry came out.
Here's the BlackBerry.
Captain's log, start 8.
I think BlackBerry was like the first like businessman phone.
Dude,
But
when I saw
legit.
somebody with a BlackBerry, I thought that was hot shit. I was
Yeah.
like, oh god, they got a whole fucking keyboard.
Dude, I had
Yeah, I
a
had-
BlackBerry when
I
I
had-
was like 8, and I didn't even have any like service, but I thought it was the coolest shit ever playing one game on that.
I
the
actually
little scroll wheel.
I miss the physical keyboard
Yeah.
on a phone. Strangely
You know what
enough,
I thought was
miss
cool
the
when I was a
physical
kid? Those watches with calculators on them.
keyboard. No, no, I don't have.
Nerd alert.
I still don't have an Apple Watch for that reason because I just
Well, what's funny is I got
haven't
rid of my
seen
Apple
one.
Watch for this Alpha Gear
brand drop.
Was it
Delta.
Garmin?
No, it's a Delta something Pro. TikTok shops got me, bro.
He's wearing a baby G.
Yeah, this is
G
bigger
shot.
than a fucking G. But it's nice because it does everything I wanted to do and nothing else. I don't want all that other shit. I get my text messages. It's got like all the fucking, my health shit,
Very
and-
customizable.
No, it's not.
So that you can track your 7 steps that you take a day.
Bitch, please. I'm at 13,351 right now.
Nice, 13,000 a day.
Yeah.
You average that?
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah, bitch.
nice.
Damn.
Dude, I blow these fucking steps up, son.
Don't even know what you're blowing.
Yeah. Anyways.
Ew.
You're a little late.
Yeah, he is.
Sorry.
He's been getting better, Johnny on the spot.
Sorta.
You're supposed to kind of like hit
Pre-
it like right when I'm in the
Yeah.
middle of the joke, so nobody hears that I actually
I just
said
gotta
it.
I gotta hover.
I always
That's what
hit it
gotta
when
do.
I'm in the middle of a joke.
I gotta hover like at a dirty rest stop. Just hover right here over it.
With the waitress with pineapple earrings and the neck tattoo that's like choking her.
Oh, that's my shit right
And that
there.
one squirrel that just keeps running around in a circle.
I'd be taking her home.
Can somebody tell me what's wrong with the squirrels in Jacksonville?
I
I lived in Colorado. I lived in Denver. I lived in Chicago. I lived in New Jersey. I lived all over the place.
What do you
What is
call
up with the
being wrong with
squirrels
them?
here?
What is the problem
They're
with
pretty
the squirrels?
bold.
They're like, they're
They're
right
bold.
next
I'll
to
tell you what
and
it is.
They scream.
All
like,
of the assholes that feed them. Okay? Have you ever seen the signs at the fucking zoo that say "Don't feed the animals"? That's why.
The worst
Why do
is
I
like,
hear "All I Want Is the Perfect Camera" theme going in my head?
that's
I
like
don't know.
that's like people that live in a neighborhood with a pond and they feed the ducks and
Oh, I
just
wanna-
shits all over everybody's driveway.
Well, what's worse is when they go behind the dumpster and feed the cats,
Mm.
and they just keep breeding. You're feeding those pussies.
We're getting old when we're talking about feral cats.
Yeah. Get off my yard, you fucking
Feeding them.
hippie.
I knew I was an old soul.
This portion of the podcast is where we all fucking lost our shit.
So my neighbor across the street about 5 years ago before he moved in has this neighbor next to him, and she's old lady, lives by herself. Well, she had like 200 cats in her house, in her backyard. She's a hoarder, yada yada. Well, at the time, my neighbor had
Sounds like a record.
had pit bulls. It probably was for North Florida. Holy shit!
Was she growing food for the pit bull?
Hear me out. So Dave, my neighbor, went to work one day, came home, and there was so many cats that were still alive that were in all these trees around his house. And lo and behold, they killed over 100 cats,
Wow,
2 pit bulls, in half a day.
that's crazy.
Yeah, just thought of that story. I don't know why.
Thanks for
I thought there was a
Yeah.
lot
thanks
more
for
to
the
the story.
buzzkill, Debbie Downer.
I don't know. We just thought we started talking about feeding cats. Started talking about feeding dogs.
And the one viewer we had is now gone.
No, it's just me. I'm logged in.
Great, thanks for that ego boost.
We get a lot more viewers. What's funny is we get a lot. Oh, there's 3 likes.
Yeah, 3 of them.
already.
Wow.
But we get a lot more viewers post.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the podcast. But like, I mean, I've had some people on that like. There's been a shitload of engagement with. I think it's starting to peter off, which is funny.
What does Peter have to do with it?
I didn't say get Peter off. I said Peter off. Like it's starting to. You know what the
Leave
fuck I meant.
Peter out of it.
Jesus.
What did Peter do to you?
You boys splitting your hairs.
And Peter, man.
Yeah, but this can't rush this process, man.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I
You
don't.
certainly can't rust this process. I can only rust this process.
That's right. But I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But it's funny though. Like
I didn't even get the rim shot on that one.
Give him
Oh, sorry. Let me turn that up a little bit.
Golly.
You're slipping, buddy.
I am.
I'm gonna have to look for your replacement.
No.
What's Liam doing next
Good luck.
Wednesday?
I want to see their fucking resume.
I want to see your resume.
Ain't got shit on me. Oh, you want to see it, mother?
But no, yeah, I it's weird that this hype that all these people from like Collab, which has been a lot of my guests,
Right.
and it's been great, but it just seems like it's starting to. They're like, okay, we're getting tired. We're moving on, or they're just like, maybe I've fallen off the algorithm, whatever.
No, I just think the topics. So here's the thing, and this is from a.
Oh shit! Am I going to get critiqued?
Oh hell
Let's
yeah!
hear
You're
it.
going to get
Shit.
critiqued
On live.
We need a drum roll.
Live critiquing by Russell.
Or we can just do this one.
City Photography.
Lay it on me, man.
No, your podcasts are always good. You have got to understand that the audience you have to figure out what it is that they want to hear you talking about.
But I don't want to do what they want to hear me talk about.
No, I understand that. So then
I want to do what I want to talk about.
So then you have to do it in a way that gets their attention.
Right.
And that's the thing. If you want to do what you want to do, you have to do it in a way
Right.
that gets their attention.
And I've noticed when I look back, especially to the video, the last few podcasts that I've done, I was really fucking tired. And
Okay.
I was very flat affect. Any entertainment value, yeah, like this.
Flat effect.
Yeah.
That's a new flat effect.
It's not new. Bitch, look it up.
It's like
That's a
Matt
real
Black
thing.
effect. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the fact check.
Yeah, I'm going to name a preset called Flat Affect. Now, serious.
This
No.
is exactly, but this is the kind of stuff. Like I came into this podcast wanting to have fun tonight.
Yeah. Have you?
I was very, the first couple of times I did podcasts with you, it was like, man, I'm trying to get my story's so old because I've been around for so freaking long that I'm like, how do I shorten it up and how do I make it like a 30-second elevator speech kind of thing? And it's impossible to do.
Yeah.
When I came into this one, I wanted to have a good time tonight. I wanted to just, have a conversation because I think that now that you have the most amazing sound person on the planet working.
That's a joke.
He got that one.
Ew.
A little late still, but
Yeah,
you got
that's
it.
right.
Now
Can't win 'em
that
all.
you have that distraction away, we're able to have a conversation. We're
Yeah.
able to, enjoy ourselves, have fun, relax, whatever. And it's
And
okay.
truly engage.
And it's, you know what? That's all right. That's what I think you need to keep doing. And you need to keep engaged and have a good time and stay with it and really focus on portraying that you're having a good time, that you're not just working, because this all becomes a job for all of us. When we do stuff that we like, it will eventually become a job.
Nah. Not this.
But
I always love
this
to talk.
is meant to be fun. It's meant to have a good time.
Yeah.
When your audience sees you having a good time, they'll want to watch again. And again,
for sure.
And again and again. If it's always like we're always tired, we're always doing stuff, we're always busy, we're always not sleeping, whatever. If I show up to every shoot, just
My eye started twitching when you said that.
if
Just waiting for my butthole to start twitching.
Yee.
I get a nerve. It's an old
the
age
coffee.
thing. Yeah, sorry. It's not you, it's me.
Oh wow.
Welcome to the Graybeard Podcast,
So yeah, talking about having fun.
hosted by Patrick McDaniels.
Shit.
Nice transition there.
But yes, not sleeping,
Basically, I've found that I've needed to stop. You know what? We talked about this a long time ago. Again, I used to care about everything, whether it was corporate or here or whatever. I used to care about everything I said, everything I did. What did it look like? What did it mean? What was the meaning behind it? What were the 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon that turned it back into something that was going to be something terrible and I shouldn't have said it? To the point where now I only care about the things that matter to me.
Right.
I want to work. I want to create amazing work for other people and watch them enjoy the work and then give me credit for it and say, this guy knows what he's doing, or this guy has a great eye for things. I like seeing those things. Those are the things that I care about. I care about my family, that they're healthy and happy and everything there.
But you're less sensory.
But I don't care about the drama anymore. If a hater comes on one of my posts and says something, or Karen comes on and says, why you got to always be taking pictures of half-naked women, I could care less.
It's all engagement.
One of the greatest comedic skits of all time was Cat Williams when he's talking about haters. If you find yourself in this business and you have 12 haters, you better figure out by the time Christmas rolls around to have 16.
Yeah.
Because if you have haters, you're doing something right.
Well, I don't know if you heard the quote that I said to, I think it was, who the hell was it? Was it Jen or was it, I don't remember. But
what was the quote?
It was the quote from Jared Polin, his dad. He said, son, and I'm going to fuck this up because now I'm thinking about it. I did it the other day and I said it perfectly. I wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, he said 50% of the people are either going to love you and then 50% are going to hate you. But that's better than nobody giving a fuck about you. Yep. So and what I've always tried to tell people that get down on themselves about people coming into the comments and what's okay, ADHD kicking in. What's really fucking crazy to me is that there'll be, if you have 10,000 comments and 9,999 of them are fucking fantastic, glowing reviews, everyone saying, oh, what a great job you did, you're only going to see that one fucking comment that's like, dude,
you suck. You should put your camera away.
Yeah, what are you fucking shooting on, a fucking potato? But I mean, in serious, and you're gonna see that.
I think I might actually.
What is that, a Nikon?
And you're gonna go, well, what the fuck am I doing this all for? People let it like destroy their entire, like everything they've built because of one fuckhead.
Because it eats away at you that you put so much time and effort into something.
But not everybody's going to like it.
And I understand that. But
and
I
some
also
people want to voice it.
I understand. But I've really started to learn, I credit Gary Vee a lot for teaching me this.
Yeah.
About feeling bad for them. I actually feel a little bit bad for people that are hating on stuff. Think about it.
Why?
This person wakes up in the morning and decides they're going to destroy other people. How fucked up is your life that you feel like tearing down people are going to make your life better, and somehow breaking them down and tearing them off their pedestal is somehow going to make things better? I feel bad for people like that. I'm with Gary Vee on that. You know what? This world is tough enough. I think there's enough hate and enough crap going around in the world that I don't want to add to it. So you know what? If you're going to hate on me, I'm going to have empathy for you. I'm not going to engage. I got into a back and forth with somebody, I think the last time we were on a podcast, and I think I just fist bumped the mic.
That's all right.
What's up, yo?
It's better that you fist bump it than doing this shit right here. When you do this, no one can hear you.
What'd you say?
What?
Yeah. Get closer to the microphone, asshole.
I'm sorry.
So someone was talking shit to you last time you were on,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, somebody was talking shit.
Yeah,
and,
we talked about haters and shit.
And he said something like, he was just like, he went off.
It was the $5,000 selfie.
Oh yeah. So I was front row with Lavish at one of the Swim Week shows, and I was holding my R5 with my 28-70, and that's like
it's like this.
It's like a $7,000 setup.
Holy shit.
And I was just like, I turned it around because I was shooting a slow-mo video because he's sitting next to me. I turned it around and I'm like, I wonder what a I said in my head, I said, I wonder what a $5,000 selfie looks like. And I just reached out, pressed the button. And Chris happened to put his hand out, and it was like a cool shot of his hand and me, and it was just a fun shot. It was a fun moment. I hate pictures of myself, but it was a fun moment, and I was like, you know what, screw it. So I posted it on a story, and I said, you ever wonder what a $5,000 selfie looks like? And the dude like got in my ass about how I'm an elitist, and like most photographers can't afford $5,000. It only cost you 12 cents to make that photo. It didn't cost you $5,000. I'm like, bro, what the hell?
You're looking too far into it.
I'm like, I was like, okay. And before I could even respond, he replies to his own comment and keeps going off on me. And I'm like,
who hurt you?
I'm like, if he's here, who's running hell?
Did your stepdad touch you? That's not funny. It very well could have been.
Because I was just like, you know what? I'm like,
Jit's in the house. What's up, Jit?
Jit.
What's that?
Sorry.
Jit from Collab, sorry.
Yeah.
Shouts out Collab, shouts out Jit.
I'm actually, are they still having their event tomorrow night?
I believe they are.
So I may make an appearance.
I may as well.
So let's make an appearance.
You want to go together?
Ooh. It's a date.
Ew. Oh, wait. Wow.
Wow. So yeah, definitely. I want to get back there because I love that venue. I like shooting there. I'm gonna have to talk to them if we go tomorrow night. I want to talk to them about, some opportunities and see what, that space is and what it can be done with. Cause
I'm thinking about taking some of this extra dough that I've got for the house and putting it down on a membership up there just so I can cruise by anytime I want.
Yeah.
Like, I had a couple shoot that we did, and they wanted to do it in their backyard, but after the fact. And I mean, I was like, hey, this would have been so much better if I'd just done it there. The lighting would have been better.
You could have the lighting tuned in. You could have everything perfect and you have it set up. And,
right.
And I think that having a studio locally, and so whether it's Collab or a couple of the other studios that are in
There's
town.
some new ones popping up.
I noticed that. I've noticed online there's some new ones popping up. There's competition is good. Because
and if
Collab
you're in
is
that
showing
new
what it can be.
studio and you're, if you own one of the new studios, hit me up, dude.
Yep.
But for all this shout outs to Collab, I should get a free membership. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And he's left.
No, yeah. He's like, fucking see ya, bitch.
I mean,
I'm
at least
out.
a complimentary
Nothing
tea
is-
or something,
Nothing is free, bitch. I mean, they gave me some free T-shirt,
Freedom ain't free.
Actually, no, they didn't. I bought one. I bought a T-shirt. But yeah.
They're trying to run a business, man. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but
He said 50% off membership? ? Hey, we're working fucking deals tonight, baby.
Hey, I will tell you this: if it wasn't for Ray, this shit that's going on in my house would not have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, he set me up. He hooked me up with his people, and man, it's just been fucking fantastic.
Yeah, you know what? And that's what this community is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about the ability to come together and make great things happen. Look at all the different photographers that go there and all the people that you've had as guests now on your show.
Oh yeah. I love it.
And you see people like Chris is like doing really good things and he's meeting people and
he's working.
I think he was working with I think he actually ended up meeting Aaron Berkshire the other day too. And I'm seeing the work that they're doing. A lot of the people that go over there, a lot of the models working. I know you've been hyping up a few people there. It's fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be good. Every one of the big time artists in our business had a group of people that hyped them up when they first started.
Right.
So every single person that's at Collab tomorrow night, this is your opportunity to network with your fellow peers and earn fans.
Yeah.
Not by the work that you're doing on your phone or the work that you did in your camera, but by your personality.
Oh, yeah.
And introducing yourself and meeting people and doing that stuff. I
thought about not even bringing a camera tomorrow.
I don't know if I could show up to a photo studio without a camera. I'd feel like I didn't have clothes on.
It's either that or I don't shoot any photos and I just go vlog.
Yeah. I mean, just throw like a 14 on your camera and just.
Yeah, because I have one
video.
of those.
Sam Yang makes a 14 2.8. That's $400. Come on.
But while I have you, you're next. Come on, baby. Let's go. We got to schedule this thing.
Get
He
on
is
the
so
pod.
hard to get it locked down. He's like, it's either he's going overseas or he's just busy bee all the fucking time.
That's what you got to do.
Just any Wednesday, man. Wednesday night at 6:30. Come. I'll give you the address. Come to the place. We'll sit down and we'll chop it up, my bro.
You can get the So Scenic time frame and just show up at 6:55.
Yeah. Well, I say 6:30. You show up whenever
Russell
the fuck
special.
you feel like.
The
you know.
Russell special.
No, we all got busy lives.
Yeah.
Hit me up. Hit me up.
Yep.
He said next Wednesday, question mark?
I know. I see it. I had a tentative guest, but I haven't heard anything back from her. So, for sure, I would.
I won't be here next Wednesday, just FYI.
Are you fucking okay?
Remember?
It won't be Wednesday. It won't be
Yeah.
next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Won't
Remember?
be anybody next Wednesday.
You remember?
Remember? I'm not giving out my movement plan, but you remember?
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Shit. Fuck. Okay. Well, to
Any other explicit
nah,
expletives
I mean,
you
I've
need
got
to
a
drop
few
out
more. Yeah. So play it by ear.
there? Earmuffs.
Both ears. Yeah, man.
I'm telling you, the potential that you have in your podcast, and we kind of, this was like full circle, and we're like swinging back to like the critique thing. You're
swinging
great
now.
on camera. You're great on the mic. You have a great voice. Your guests like
Who are you
talking
talking
to
about?
You.
Oh shit! I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
So keep going. Keep
I'm
doing
not,
things.
I'm not gonna stop.
I love watching the stuff because
I don't care if nobody watches. I'm gonna still do this shit forever.
I love actually the process of being at the beginnings of things.
Yeah.
And that's why I still rock with Flow Flops guys.
You
That's
see
why
the
I still-
metamorphosis.
It's why I still, I'm rocking with you, and I'm rocking with a few other things that I started with a long time ago. I'll even shout out Xenotic Eyewear because they used to send me glasses all the time
Wow.
to do photos with models, and they didn't know me from nothing. And they were really cool at the beginning parts of my
Yeah.
career there.
I
And
just don't want to ever become beholden to a company, and I know that most of these people are sending you these things and they're like, it's cool. Because a good business owner,
right.
and I learned this a long time ago before I even got into this. I had a friend that was making soaps and other various accoutrements. It's a fun word. Accoutrements. Yeah,
You're on
body.
a new level.
I didn't realize you needed a college degree to come on the podcast.
Well, if you do, I'm fucked.
You're gonna need a new producer then. Shit.
Wow. You should. All right, we got a new name.
Just
It's the
trying to-
college dropouts.
I'm
That's
just-
what it is.
yeah,
No, we
College
never
dro-
made it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
never went.
shit.
I never set foot in.
I at least got a year.
No, but and she would give like my daughters bath soaps, bath bombs, body oils, and shit like that. Just give them a box full. It'd be $150 worth of shit. And I'm like, you sure? And she's like, dude, they're gonna use it. They're gonna
And
tell
then they're
their
gonna
little
tell-
girlfriends
yeah,
at
exactly.
school, and then everybody. And for sure, she saw on her online orders went up. And that, like, because she tracked like areas and shit, like she was down to the nitty gritty with this shit. But like, see, I went real low brow there, nitty gritty.
Nitty gritty.
I had to redeem.
you gonna do it? Are
myself.
you gonna get up and do a gritty?
No, listen, I went stanky leg last time, and I'm not doing any more dances. Okay, we're not doing no more dances. You filmed me dancing. He filmed me dancing in here.
I think I accidentally deleted that footage,
Thank God.
I watch it every night. I'm not gonna lie.
knowing darn well that I didn't.
Do you have that video?
Somewhere.
I have it in full glorious slow mo, 120 frames a second.
That might be kind of funny to
Look at
for
those
him
love
to
handles.
just throw
we
it
should,
up.
we should just put that on in the beginning, like the opening.
Just without me knowing about it, just
Bring the
play
logo
it while
in
we're
slow over top of it.
just play
You
it
know
while
what you
we're
need to do here, Russell.
yeah we're just play it while we're talking. If you airdrop it to the Apple, he could probably throw it up there. But let's try not to do that. We don't want to make anybody laugh.
Yeah, God forbid we'd be funny.
Yeah, no. Listen. That was the worst experience of my life.
Getting married?
No,
Dancing?
dancing at that wedding. And
Dude, you fucking killed it, man.
if I didn't love my daughter,
Your
as
daughter
much as
loved
I did.
every minute of it.
Oh, I know she did. I'm just saying,
Genuine.
she has to know that I love the fucking hell out of that girl.
Yeah.
Because
It would have passed the Greco test.
I would have never done that for
I
anyone
don't know if you know
else.
what I'm talking about.
I don't know what that is. Like
Somewhat. I've heard
Roman?
it used.
Ocean's 13.
Oh,
No. Yeah, George Clooney.
yeah, I didn't see that. I only watch good movies.
Okay, so wait, really?
What the fuck?
Really?
Hold on. Last week you shit on Creed. This week you shit on Ocean.
Do you like Creed?
What is next?
The band?
The
Creed?
band Creed?
Yeah. What do you think of them?
I don't have a personal vendetta against the band.
I don't either. I just
thought
think
their
they're
music
garbage.
was typical 90s, early
Can
2000s
you
rock.
take me?
No. Go to the skip the top 5. Go
The
down
dude
the...
thought he was Jesus. Like, he thought he was the reborn Messiah.
No, wasn't that Eddie Vedder?
No, it was not Eddie Vedder. It was definitely that guy.
He sure got a little trippy there.
Creed
after a
definitely
while.
had a halftime show for Super Bowl, and he was like flying through the air, I believe, like a
Yeah.
Hey,
looking like a
At
Jesus.
the end of the day, you know what? He's probably sitting somewhere
Anytime
rich as
anyone
can be.
ever
Oh, yeah.
says at
More
the
power
end of the
to
day,
him.
I think of Scrubs.
Scrubs.
Whenever you said at the end of the day.
So you invested time in watching a bad TV show. But
That was
won't
a
watch
good TV
movies.
show.
You
was
shit on Creed, we shit on
hilarious.
Scrubs.
We should spend a whole entire podcast on movies and like
Just
good movies and
shit
bad
on each
movies.
other's
There you
movies.
go.
Are you a Halloween fan?
How about no shitting? How about that?
No shit. That could get a little painful, but
Let's
don't
bag
know.
on it, but not shit on it. Okay. Could get really smelly in here.
There we go.
But yeah,
One of my
Halloween.
one of my models was in the final Halloween end scene.
Really?
Yeah.
How long did she last? Like the first 5 seconds?
No,
and
she
murdered?
was she was one of the crowd. I don't want to spoil the ending, but
Oh.
she was in the procession.
Wait, spoil the ending. When was this movie made?
Halloween Ends
Yeah.
was what, a year
Last
ago?
year? I think it was last year, yeah.
It was an interesting take on the end of it.
I might have missed that one.
I didn't like it when I first watched it. I actually didn't like it at all, but I was like, I'm a huge Halloween fan, so
Yeah, I like all horror movies, but I have not seen a lot that have really been good. You know, like we just watched that Insidious, The Red Door.
yeah, I don't watch that shit.
Stupid.
I don't watch
don't.
stuff with kids. I don't watch stuff with
Spoiler alert.
you know,
Dumb. Don't waste your time. I didn't care for it.
There's not very many movies I've seen that I was like, you know, it wasn't worth at least the hour and a half that I spent watching it. But
My favorite horror movie moment, okay, was I had taken my for some reason we were on vacation in St. Augustine. When I was married, we would go and do that kind of shit.
this brought to you by Visit St. Augustine.
Yeah. Welcome to Florida.
the
Go visit
oldest
St. Augustine.
the oldest city in America.
No, but me and Bianca.
I can derail him very easily.
Yes, you
I
can.
figured
Bianca
that
and-
out.
Squirrel. My daughter and I, Bianca, we went to go see Sinister.
Okay.
And I'm watching the movie. I know how I feel about it, but she's like 8,
Okay.
maybe 7. Okay, she's not old at all.
You took her to see.
She wanted to go. She asked me
She's
to go.
8. It's your responsibility as a father
Fuck
to
that.
say no.
Let me tell you something. If you want to touch that stove, you touch it. You're gonna learn. You know,
Fucking touch it.
just touch it.
Like
Go
my
ahead.
dad always said,
to
son,
check your
you know-
daughter's hands and see if she's.
You ain't gonna do that again, are you? Go ahead, put that fork in the. Go on, put it in that socket.
Wow.
You only do it once.
Yeah,
Anyways,
he'd be fucking dead.
You have to
you won't die.
right off the cliff.
Just hit them with a Louisville; they'll be fine.
Hey, all
That was
right.
Yeah, I'm on it. I just see the blue button and I'm going for it.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Don't hit the big
But
blue
my favorite part of that movie was the end, and we sat when the credits started to roll. We were just sitting there, and I look over, and she's still looking. She's doing one of these numbers. She's like, I really thought, she goes, that was supposed to be a scary movie. I thought it would be better. And I'm like, you didn't think that was fucking scary? I was like, that's my girl. All of that and all that interruption just for that.
Yeah. My daughter's a
Very
huge
lackluster.
Halloween fan, and people are like, "You let her watch Halloween?" I'm
Oh,
like,
dude.
yeah, she was. I'm like, come on. I'm like, I've never raised a kid. I raised a little adult. That's what, you know. We took our daughter to Vegas when she was 10 on a road trip, and there was like showgirls walking around naked on the Fremont Street Experience, and she looked at me. She's like, "Dad,"
I'm gonna have to
And
go
I'm
talk
like-
to my parents.
and I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Why is she naked?"
You're like, she's not. She's
And I
got a
said-
piece of floss in her ass.
I said she's acting. She's playing a character like in a movie. And she goes, "Oh, all right. And then just went on about it.
Yeah.
It didn't even phase her. If I had sat there and been like, oh my God, you can't look at stuff like that, they
Yeah.
would have been
It would
charged.
trigger
It
her.
would, yeah, it would trigger her. So I was just totally played off. I'm like, she's playing a role. It's no
And
big
whenever
deal.
something's taboo is
Doesn't
when
matter.
people want to do it more.
You know, I am all about giving, and that's the thing. You and I talk about gatekeepers a lot, and that is
It comes up on this podcast with a lot of people.
golly, like I am just. Yeah, I'm aging myself there by saying golly. I sound like freaking
Golly gee.
Buford T. Justice
Golly
here.
gee.
But it chaps my heart. I'm really,
Chap your hide.
I really don't like.
He's really showing your age
Russell's
here.
he's getting saucy, chapping his hide.
I don't like people that feel like, oh, I'm not going to share what I do, or I'm not going to share what setting my cameras at, or I'm not going to share how I got to where I am in fear of somebody else coming and taking your job. Trust me, someone is coming to take your job, whether it's me or somebody else or somebody who's 18 years old who has all the energy in the world
Yep.
and will drive light years around you with their skill set. They're coming to take your job. Enjoy it while you have it. But trust me, if you're a gatekeeper in this business, you are not going to be in this business long.
Very long. And in the words of Ben Folds, there's always someone cooler than you.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Absolutely. I mean, look at us. We're a bunch of dorks sitting at a table talking.
I thought I was pretty fucking cool. Shit.
Patrick, he carries the load, you
It was
know.
wow.
Hey, Kira.
Blue button, blue button.
Kira just stopped on it.
Oh,
Mr. So
God.
Scenic with the wise words of wisdom as always. With
Oh,
the
that's
fire
that would be
emoji.
his daughter.
Yep.
We were talking about you earlier. We were talking smack about you. Just kidding.
That's pretty cool. Like you said, Kodak Black. That's pretty dope.
Yep, she
Yeah,
shot front
you
row. She
are-
got Logic at Daly's place.
Can I
What?
just
Yeah.
Can I just say how I'm not your dad, but
Juicy J.
I'm just a bystander, and I'm
Muffy
watching
up.
your journey, and it's really cool, and you're crushing it, and I'm really proud of you. So if that means anything at all, keep doing what you're doing.
Now get back to work.
Now go edit those fucking photos and crush the blacks. Contrast.
Yes. Contrast.
There you go. I'm glad you said that. Jesus.
Yeah, if this wasn't a
I was like, wait a second. What are you talking
if
about?
this was not a photography show, that could have came off really bad.
I'm like, wow, that's just not going to go over well. Like that was the.
She said,
This is the final gray beard podcast.
Fuck that. They know what I mean. She said relax, I am editing. We know. Your dad's over here editing while he's talking to me. Are you kidding me? Just kidding.
He's already cut 3 reels.
You got to get one of these, man.
Podcast ain't
In
even
my
over.
head.
You got to get one of these.
We do. What is this? Like how in the world did we get that?
You
Like,
could go on, I think you just go on Funko.com and you just,
Yeah, for everybody that's listening, we're looking at a Funko Pop of Jim, the podcast host. And now vote for which one you want as your new host.
yeah.
Just fucking with you.
If I could get that,
that would
shit,
be hilarious. Just put the
podcast,
just
the
put it
little
right here. Well, I
I
probably
need a-
just messed with your focus, but
I need a bobblehead so I could like manipulate it to make it move a little
What
bit.
do you-
Just get some fishing string and put it on both sides of the
what
thing.
are you doing with your hands there?
I'm milking a cow. What do you think? Actually, this is probably more like a cat.
It's like, what?
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk,
Milk me too. The Meet the Fuckers.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, we're getting
God.
loopy now.
Yeah, we are. This is great.
Oh,
The sauces are flowing.
yeah. Whoa. Well, I do appreciate you coming back out, man.
He's closing us off.
No,
Yeah.
I just wanted to.
shutting it down.
I'm not wrapping up. I'm just saying thank you for coming all the
You're
way out
very
here.
welcome. I am busting
know-
your chops a little bit.
I
tonight.
know it's far.
It'll probably be the last time you invite me on because I'm
Fuck
busting your
no.
chops.
No.
That chair is. I mean, maybe that chair has your name on it. Maybe not. I don't know, but it will. I'll put it on there.
The one with the stain on it?
Whichever. Well,
That was your chair.
that was my fun time chair. There is a want want wah button.
Where's it at?
No one wants to see this
Soiled out.
at all. You
Oh,
came.
you got me crying.
Oh shit! I spilled my
What?
juice. My Java.
We're about to land this fucking plane
Yeah, I
and crash
know,
it.
right?
One of the two.
Yeah, we might need to.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Serious.
Shift.
serious shift.
Here we go.
What is your ultimate goal? If you were to look at your goal with this podcast, where do you want to be in 2028, 5 years from now? What do you want this to look like?
I don't know. I don't
You want it to be in a studio somewhere?
I don't think that far ahead.
Doing something big?
So my thing is, yeah, of course, in the future, would I like to have a central location that is a building that has, that I can design it however I want, make my podcast, and actually have multiple rooms so other people can do podcasting in there as well. I mean, I would love to do that. And like, I want to be able to have, like, if you wanted to have a podcast, I say, come on, fucker, let's go. And you just pick a room and you go do your podcast. And I'll have staff, I'll have people doing this and they can help you. That's my...
Of random people running naked through each of the podcasts.
Probably be me.
We're going striking.
Yeah.
It's all that meth in
My
the water.
little Vienna sausage flopping around. Sorry, Kira.
I have weird like squirrels just hang out on the podcast. They'll just run across the table.
Fuck yeah, dude. Or I'll just get Funko squirrels. But no, I honestly, my goal is just to meet and talk to and just interview as many fucking people as I can, whether get to know people. I don't care who it is. I don't care how big or small they are. I had somebody ask me the other day, it was somebody I've never met, and this dude reached out and he was like, how do I get a spot on the podcast? And I said, which I kind of,
Sorry, I didn't mean to cough right in the middle of. I said.
It's all right. No, I mean, I didn't really put a lot of thought into my answer, and the more I thought about it, I should have just had him on, because that's what my goal is. Big, small, I don't care. I want some. If you have a message, I want to be able to have you come in and speak that message. That's my gig. But what I told him was, I said, look, I'm going to watch you. I'll follow you. I'll follow your journey.
I'm going to watch your every move.
I'm going to watch you.
I have a specific set of skills.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of, what's his name? Fuck.
What movie?
No, I just...
Is that his name?
I just forgot his fucking
His
name.
name is Fuck.
No. What's his name?
It's not Liam Neeson, is it?
No.
Okay.
He's a comedian. He's a comedian.
Bill Barr?
No.
Burr?
He's got like a mullet.
Burr.
Oh, Theo Vaughn?
Theo Vaughn.
Yeah,
I've
dude,
been
he's
watching
awesome,
a shitload
bro.
of Theo Vaughn. And what I was saying, I want to watch you, it just made me think of something he said. I'll stalk you. I'll sit outside your window and watch you. Like, literally.
I'll make you want to kick it back, get a Kmart.
Yeah, I'll
That guy's
be a
awesome.
peeping Tom. For real. I'll order a pizza to your window. I won't do that.
Theo Vaughn, just sidetrack. He actually just released an episode today with Dana White, and had a very interesting point in there with Dana about advertisers and advertisers and how much sway that they have with their money and what you can and can't say on your show or on your platform. Or
Which is
whatever.
another reason I don't want to be beholden to anyone.
Yeah, and literally in the middle of that podcast, Theo Vaughn brought up an example of, we had an instance like that where one of our sponsors were trying to do that, and Dana said, well, who was it? And he goes, it was Peloton. And Dana goes, you know what, I think we got some Peloton stuff in our gym. He looks at the CFO, he goes, hey, make sure all that Peloton shit is out of that UFC gym by the end of the day, and I want it on video.
Good.
Yeah, look at that shit, man.
Yeah.
Public shame and public mockery is a fucking beautiful thing.
Now,
So that is when, though,
when you
he's
get to
also
that,
got, look, at the
that's a
end of the
different
day,
tier.
you
Yeah.
say that you don't want to be beholden to something, and I appreciate that and I respect that. But if somebody slaps a check down, that's going to be enough to build you a brand new studio. You're going to be beholden.
Maybe.
Not to
Maybe.
the point where if it robs you of who you are. Like if you look at like the Howard Stern
So
story,
here's what I would
when
say.
he went over and did all that stuff, and like he basically had to sell his soul in order to get to where he wanted to do, and then got the platform, and then did his stuff,
And then cut everybody off.
and then
If I had ever done if I ever do anything like that, which that's light years down, I'm not interested in even entertaining that idea. But if anything ever rolled along to that, it got to that point where it was like
coming in 2024,
Right.
the new GBP podcast.
Well, if it did,
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Jesus Christ, I can't even get a word in
Sorry.
edgewise. No, you're fucking fine. It's fine. What I was going to say is probably
Oh, you're gonna say but light years away.
But what I'm saying is, I would definitely then, before I signed anything, I would go to my lawyer.
Yes.
And have them find, either draw up my own contract.
Yeah.
Or
critical.
go through and edit everything in their contract and that's one of the things that I always, always, always want to be able to say what I want to say, promote the things that I want to promote.
Yep.
Who I want to promote, have on who I want to have on. I don't care about agendas and this and that and right wing, left wing. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not a very political type person anyway. So if anybody ever goes in and says, well, he's a right winger or, he's this or he's that, like, you guys are just putting shit on me at that point because it's all bullshit. But that's my goal with this podcast is to have enough of a following to where when you come on my show, you get like a 10,000 bump, on your followers.
Yeah.
Or if you're selling a book, you sell 10,000 more copies. That's what I want ultimately. But do I see myself there in 5 years? I don't know. I have no idea. I could still be sitting in this big fucking garage interviewing Socinic, Russell from Socinic.
I can't tell you.
Am I just the guy in the garage now?
You didn't let me finish.
Hey, Apple started there, okay? It's all right.
By the way, I'm going to offer 25%
Amazon.
discount to anybody who's watching.
Yeah, Amazon started there. But Russell from Socinic, I'm always happy to have you on. And
call me Russell.
Yeah.
I must be in trouble.
Russell, I don't know your middle name.
That's that government name right there.
If I said your fucking full name, then you're in trouble, okay? But no, you were like my very first live interview.
Mm-hmm.
So you were kind of like,
the pinnacle.
My apologies for that.
The
no,
pinnacle.
You started all this shit.
You were the turning point in
You
this.
gave me the idea to do this. Of course, there was the other podcast that I was on for a couple of years and that did very well until, it didn't. Due to personal reasons, but I'm able to do this now. I have knowledge. I learned how to do all this shit while that was going on, and I gained a whole skill set.
Yeah.
So, I want to be able to use my skill set to promote people, and also while in the process of just really learning about them.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've listened to like a JRE episode and have bought the book that the guy was on there, or like Will Harris, White Oak Pastures. They just did another episode yesterday. Like I listened to that. I was like, I'm gonna spend $150 on grass-fed beef. It's just stuff like that. So, but no, I find inspiration from podcasts. I love listening. When I'm at work, that's all I consume myself with.
Yeah. They're like, it's people in your ear, and we are in your ear.
But it's just good conversations. Yeah, I feel like it rounds me off well.
He is the OG, Kira.
Yeah, the OG.
I'm the OG.
You are.
Yeah, you're the pinnacle, man. You're the turning point.
Original gangsta.
Yes, sir.
I seem to have been that for so many people in my career.
Whoa. You were a lot of people's firsts, huh? Blue button.
Oh, fuck. Got too low, too. There we go. Shit. Please don't dock my pay.
I seem like it's ultimately I kind of embraced that after a while.
Yeah.
I started to realize that I was better at helping others than helping myself because I was too stubborn on doing what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us are like that. I'm trying to get past that a little bit and trying to hype myself up a little bit.
Yeah.
And, I want to have a more regular clientele. I know that photographers say that all the time, that, it's kind of hit and miss. I don't understand this whole busy season. I don't like pimp myself out to
That's
one
weddings.
type. But right now is like busy season for like
a lot of weddings,
family shoots, and Christmas and holidays,
engagements.
And I want my business to be 12-month consistent, not balls to the wall for 2 months
seasonal.
And then nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I like to be versatile. I know that a lot of people say you need a niche down. And I do believe that at some point you do need to fall into a category. You find yourself falling into a category.
What would you see, like if you thought, you've been following me for a long time, what niche would you want to see me isolate down to?
I think that like the work that you did with what's his name again? Chris
Lavish, yeah.
Yeah, Lavish. When you the work that you did with him, like I saw a bit of your personality that a lot of people don't see come out. I saw work like I've never seen from you, like passion, like I felt passion in your work. I felt a comfortability with, between, is that a
You
word?
wanted to cuddle.
No, like, I compatibility between you and him.
Comfortability.
Like
Yes, yeah.
and that's not me seeing you. That's me seeing what the shots that you took of him.
Sure.
I get that he's like he understands that you're going to be there and you're photographing and everything, but still, the fact remains is that you made him look amazing, and he likes that. And I feel like that to me. I think that if you can find someone like him that will take you on as, and not as a employee, but like as an equal, because of, I mean, you're on different playing fields, but we're equal because you're making my shots look good because you look cool. You got a great look and you're fucking always decked out.
Right.
Very lavish, we might say. That's a play on words, but and he's getting content for his shit. It's like
You missed the blue button.
it's like a
I'm
great
engrossed in the conversation.
TFP, but you're both getting a great benefit from it. Damn, that was hard to say.
You know what?
Well, it's like an ecosystem. You both have to rely on each other to make it.
For sure.
So,
And I think that that's something that
I think
I have no agenda with him, and I think that
No, I know you
maybe
don't.
I'm the only person in his life that doesn't have an
and people
agenda.
find that attractive.
Whereas I'm not, he's granting me access to things because I'm providing work.
Yeah.
And we are equally breaking this down, but he is number one in Fashion Week stuff.
Yeah.
He is already at the top. And when he comes to Miami, wants to work with me. There are plenty of photographers in Miami
For sure.
he could work with. He's choosing to work with me. I'm thankful, grateful, will always be grateful to that opportunity. But I went into that without any expectation, and I made sure that I never put that kind of pressure on him.
Yeah.
Because when you're
Or
at
on
his
yourself.
level, he doesn't have time for that shit.
No.
And
he doesn't have
can't
time to
stand it. You can
babysit
see that
you.
he can't stand it.
Right.
It's like, you know what? When he's going, when he's doing, when
They
he's
don't want to
moving,
think about it.
go.
Yeah.
I don't have to. When we met Gary V, we were in the middle of a courtyard, thousands of people waiting in line.
Right.
He just walked right past the security guard. I followed. He didn't even have to ask me.
Right.
I just followed because I was used to doing it.
Right.
And lo and behold.
Well, what I think to add to what I said about what I'd like to see from you, I'd like to see large businesses, companies.
I was gonna say something.
Flop it out, bitch. No. I'd like to see big businesses, companies, production companies, and whatnot. I want to see them calling you so much that you are turning them down.
Oh, that would be nice. That would certainly be nice. I don't really want that much pressure, but you do want that much pressure when you want to be successful.
Well, I think that when you're to that point, when you're like, you know what, I'm going to do the things that I want to do. And when you get to that point, I was listening to a podcast today with Richard Rawlings from Grass Monkey Garage. That fucker, so he started the garage and the show, and he took that money, and he's got a concert hall. He's got he does like some kind of like nursing thing or what have you. Oh, my daughter's texting me. He's got
Get off the podcast,
he's got
Dad.
yeah, she's watching my grandson right now. She's ready to go home. But he's got like all these other businesses that he created for himself, based in it all in the back of that one thing. So if this thing fails, he's got this, he's got this, he's got this, he's got this. And that's what I want to see from you.
Yeah.
And when you get to that point, yeah, you can have a driver. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You don't.
My
You don't
nickname is the most
rely-
talented Uber driver.
Yeah, you don't rely on anyone for anything, and that's the goal. I
That was
think.
a hilarious story from Swim Week. The last night we were there,
And we'll wrap it up after this.
I drove a couple of models home back to their hotel with Lavish and I, and we dropped them off in the front of the hotel. And Lavish gets out with the models. They want to take a photo real quick, and all the like valet staff are like thinking I'm an Uber driver. And I got out of the car and I popped the trunk and I pull out the big old camera setup and I start taking their picture, and they're just like, "Aren't you their Uber driver?" And I'm like,
I'm multitasking, bitch.
the most talented Uber driver on the planet.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
It's the Uber XXXXL.
Yeah, it's like the Amazon Prime Uber driver.
for the people that actually listen to this for the entire 2.5 hours,
If you're still here,
if anybody listens to this whole thing for 2.5 hours and sends me a DM that they listened to the whole thing for 2.5 hours and somehow they can prove it,
can't be your kid.
I'll give them a free photo shoot.
Whoa, I was gonna give this away. I was gonna give that away. I was gonna do a giveaway. Do you think anybody would be interested? Would anybody be interested in this? Hit me up.
Let's run a 3-month-long raffle.
Yeah,
Let's do something like that.
I don't know. I want to do something.
That way everybody can look at it. You know what I mean? It can be out there for a while.
That's going to
Just
be on
saying.
the collab wall. It's
Yeah,
got to be on the collab wall.
maybe they wouldn't want it. You guys want it? Nah, I don't know. I kind of
Look at you with the self-hatred.
I know. I kind of like it.
Been hanging around
He's got
too long.
headphones in his hand and a microphone. All right, guys. Thank you again. I am actually going to wrap it up now.
Wow.
Land
What are we
the
at the
plane.
Grammys?
Yeah, that's right. We're wrapping this up. We're going to land this plane. We're going to park the boat. We're going to park the car in the garage.
Always appreciate you having me on.
Dude.
It's always a great time.
Always. Always. It's
Can't thank you
It's
enough.
fucking effortless.
It's because I never shut up, but hey.
Give the people, if they don't already know, So Scenic at
There you
So
go.
Scenic Photography on Instagram, and there's many others. All the links to his other,
Are all in the
they're
bio.
all in the bio.
My daughter's at Little So Scenic. Follow her. Go Owls. And at So Scenic Photography. You can see me at SoScenicPhotography.com.
Yep.
DM me. Let's get working.
Let's get working, guys. Graybeard Podcast at the Graybeard Podcast.
Drop a like and
at
subscribe.
Graybeard Photo Co. Please go over and check us out and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Share any of these videos or make little clips out of them. Share them. Do your own thing. I don't care. Get nuts. Let's get nuts.
So much pressure with the music.
It runs for like 3 minutes. It's fine. All right, guys. We love you, and we'll see you next one. In the next one.
Peace.
See ya.